Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Where last time we went a bit into overtime with our stream because of that courtroom thing. It was really awesome, but that was like 40 minutes where we couldn't pause or save. Hey Muck, are you good? I am so good. I am so very good. Alright, and we have got some level ups to deal with. Exit, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Welcome. Alright, Overseer. What do we want? Depending on the familiar's number of wounds, the Overseer or the familiar gains a benefit for one round. Less than 50% wounds, the next 3 hits against the familiar have their damage reduced. More than 50% wounds, the Overseer does more damage with their next attack. If that attack kills the target, it does not count toward the attack limit per turn. And the Overseer regains any AP spent on it. For one round, can move through enemies, makes them bleed. Each enemy affected increases critical hit. Growl. Enemies, all enemies deal less damage. Consolidation. Immediately dashes to their familiar themselves. The Overseer can move through allies and enemies, but not obstacles. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Advanced tracking. Each cell increases its damage. So this is completely overpowered. I saw a video where someone was using this and it got like completely busted. So I actually don't want to use that one just because it seems like too broken. Let's try strategic adaptation. How does it feel to see the plushies arriving? Yo, it's fantastic. I love all the pictures I've seen of people that are getting the plushies. Let's see, corrals. Let's do athletics. Alright. Pascal. Let's see. Strafe. The Overseer selects a cell within their line of sight, a 12-cell radius around the Cyber Eagle, and another one moves to the first cell, then dashes in a straight line. Blinding Strike. Selects an unoccupied cell in their line of sight. The Eagle moves to that cell, deals weapon damage to all adjacent enemies without provoking AOs. These enemies must pass and sorry, Blinding Strike seems really good. Blinding Strike. Let's get that. Alright. Logic is 95. Tech use 117. Let's get Logic for Pascal. Hey, Mike, hope you're doing good. Just received my plushie the other day. Nice. That's awesome. Hi, Michael. Of all Warhammer games, which one for you is the best or the most fun with? Oh, man. That's a rough question. Like, I mean, I'm actively playing, like, 3 right now. Rogue Trader, Total War, and Darktide. I don't know that there is... I mean, there's definitely some that are more fun than others. Let me see. So, like, if I search Warhammer... now, a lot of these I got as part of a Steam bundle. Like, I haven't played the Dawn of War games. Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters was very, very cool, but I only played through it once. I didn't really have the itch to play it again. So, same with Mechanicus. So, I probably would not rank those at the top. Inquisitor Martyr was very, very cool, but again, I only played it again. Didn't really have the urge to continue. Vermintide, though, 80 hours. Darktide, 130 hours. Total War, 900 hours. Rogue Trader 160. So in terms of like which one have I gotten the most gameplay out of, because I just couldn't put it down, I guess Total War. But whether or not you like that, it's going to depend on you. All right, Blade Dancer. Let's see. Terrifying Strike. Next melee attack forces all enemies hit to run away. Pain Resonance. All enemies suffering from dots in a force already around the Executioner immediately suffer an extra instance of damage from these effects. Merciless Verdict. Next ranged attack or psychic staff ability inflict damage over time on all targets hit. The type of this effect depends on the type. Gift of Torment. Gains bonus or parameters for each creature suffering. Exsanguination, immediately inflict bleeding on an ally of their choice, including themselves. That creature gains bonus dodge and additional movement points until bleeding ends. That is so weird. I don't really love any of these. I guess we'll do Pain Resonance. Alright, Jay. Let's see. So she's picking up an upgrade for the servo skulls. Let's see. Provocation symbol. Fails 3 times, it goes to creature ally if possible. Priority signal. At the start of their turn, each enemy in a 4-cell radius from the servo skull makes a willpower test. Each enemy that fails considers the skull their priority target. Consolidation. Advanced tracking. The effect... Hold on. For 1 round, the servo skull gains 10 fellowship and int. The effect effects triggered by its signal abilities affect targets for +1 additional round. If the signal is replaced with another signal, if the servo skull is destroyed, or if the affected target moves from the servo skull swarm more than 4 away. Okay. I guess that. Alright, let's see. 105, 142, 125. God, she's got some really high skills. Dude, what the hell? Like, she has so many really high skills. Medicaid 95, Tech Use 101, Commerce 125, Learn Period 142, Persuasion 10. Or 105, and then plus 10. These crazy skills. Let's see. Heinrichs. What do you got, Heinrichs? Let's see. Enfeeble. Until the end of combat, all targets within the area suffer a penalty to strength and plus incoming damage. Warp speed. Until the end of combat, the target ally increases MP by 5, agility by 9, AP by 1. So could use that on the familiar, and then AoE put this on the entire team pretty early in a fight. Hang on, can I quick save right now? Yeah, I can. Okay. All of allies fighted by word of the Emperor heal 514 wounds. Purge soul. What does telepathy give? Remember. I mean, the main reason to bring Adira to most missions these days is to have access to the buffs she has. I could go Divination with Heinrichs and try to get those buffs on him as well. It might take a few levels, though. Let's just go Warp Speed. That's a really solid buff. Alright, let's see. 50, 55, 45, 80. Alright, so lure Xenos for him. Alright, Navigator. Let's see, what does she got? Willpower. Okay, choose a talent. Let's see what we got. Blood Augury. Hey, Bucket Chat. Hi, Troppy. It's a Guide of Souls. Start all turns, including extra turns, with 3 additional movement points. Sign over the warp. Perilous ways. Whenever the Navigator uses a nav power that's not been used in combat, he gets +2 perception at the end of combat. Allies that are targeted by nav abilities +5 to all resistance effects. I guess we'll take Unnatural Allure, +5 Fellowship, and an additional +1 for every nav talent, which we've got quite a few. Let's see, 71, Willpower. I think we go Willpower here. Alright, choose an ability. Okay, what do we got? Zone of Fear. Creatures in the area must pass a willpower test or immediately move out of the zone, even if they're stunned or immobilized. Waking Nightmare. All enemies within the area suffer minus 26 to willpower and toughness till the end of combat. Show the Path. Notch of Purpose is really good. Mend Reality. Scourge of the Red Tide. Every creature in an area or begins their... suffers damage. Every creature that's in the circle or enters it or begins their turn in it suffers damage. So the circle remains for 3 rounds or until the navigator creates it again. Immolate the Soul. Glimpse of Fate. Alright, let's do Notch. That's the thing that forces an enemy to move where you need them. Okay, that is it for characters I'm actively using right now. Okay, oh my goodness. Alright, save the game. And let's go to the map. Morning, Micah Chat. Hey, Londroy, what's up? Okay. Let's see, we wanted to go to Mundus Nilius. There's a lot of other stuff on the way there. We could just head straight there. Let's see, warp travel. In the middle of a warp jump, our sensors detected an approaching void ship.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Similar to ours in size, but of greater tonnage. The unidentified vessel did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at full speed. They're not responding and just flying at us full speed. Ballistic skill, fire upon them. The shell hit its target, the unidentified ship held its course for a moment longer, and then it vanished, leaving only flashes of light in its wake. A single projectile is not enough to destroy a ship of that size. What's more, our ship collided with no debris. Okay. Let's see. Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winterscale Dynasty's domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the renowned holy man Nicomedes Keith, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. The pilgrims revering Keith's rival, Philopomenes of Malpi, claimed Keith to be a thief who had stolen the relics of St. Cognatius and violated the sacred mystery of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statements and the desecration of Keith's burial site. Dude, what? The refugees are like guests here. What are they doing? These guests who seem to have forgotten their manners will be summarily punished. 1 week without water rations. We share the indignation of the Order of the Hammer. It shall be done, Lord Captain. You receive St. Cognatius' relic. Wielder gets plus 5% chance to reduce incoming warp damage by half for each point of deflection. The rebels were severely punished. Several dozen of the insolent renegades have died of thirst as a result of this penance, and the rest have been subdued. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for his protection and staying true to the agreements between them. Completed the High Throne. Profit factor +2. Okay. Bird says, Muck, what is the statement your character says about being the rogue thread? He says something like, in the tapestry of the world, or in the tapestry of fate, I am the rogue thread. Okay. So, now we pick a new project. Looks like there's 3 options. Touched by holiness, St. Cognatius left behind many treasures that are now coveted by powerful men and women. Rogue trader Incendia Corda possesses the shards of a priceless combi tool bearing the saint's fingerprints. Formally reclaiming the relic via the Adeptus Administratum will be a bureaucratic war requiring influential allies and nothing short of an army of clerks and scribes. But if it is passed into the safekeeping of monks of the Order of the Hammer, it will be a great triumph for the faithful. Gives 2 complacency. Indulgences for sale. Selling the forgiveness of the ecclesiarchy can be a significant source of revenue. +1 profit factor, +2,000 Fellowship of the Void. Thousand-Faced Relic. The monks demand a great work. thousands of faithful with skin entirely covered in scars in the form of lines from scripture about St. Cognatius. Plus 30 dogmatic. All allies increase their wounds. So everyone gains higher max hit points by this? Do it. Yay, art. Janus. Your lordship, there are alarming reports coming from Janus. A number of strange mutations have been spotted among the population in remote agri complexes. Aside from the obvious disfigurement and the subsequent estrangement, these mutants, called wretches by the rest of the colonists, are coming together to practice a primitive form of religion involving ritual worship of the land. While they display no disobedience or hostility, their very existence is concerning. The members of the Magos biologists you tasked with healing Janus have found the mutation to be missing from the catalog and recommended studying it and eradicating it immediately afterward. Vigdis says, the Janus nobility humbly await your decision. What do we know about these wretches? Their mutations cause the loss of skin pigment and the shedding of hair. Some have started developing a translucent third eyelid similar to that of reptiles. Others have succumbed to progressive atrophy of the larynx, causing the loss of human speech. At the same time, their tendons become denser and more elastic, providing increased endurance and load resistance. The wretches are commonly ostracized due to their grotesque appearance. There haven't been too many cases of mob justice yet, but they will become more commonplace after the mutation's deformities become more obvious. The wretches tend to form groups with similarly affected people. Their average level of intellect is low. They all belong to the labor caste and communicate among themselves using primitive vernacular of their own invention. As for their barbaric religion, they are deifying both the soil and Janus itself. To them, working in an agri complexes is a form of worship, which has had a positive effect on productivity. I take these unfortunate souls under my protection. They are victims of mutation, not villains. Long live the Von Valancius dynasty. Item received, Heart of the Nameless. This item increases the wielder's lore Xenos by 10. If Iconoclast adherent increases all skills by 10. The mutants were put under surveillance. One of the watchmen spotted a mysterious relic in the hands of a group of wretches that turned out to be an item of Xenos origin. It is unlikely the mutants understood the nature of the object they worshipped. Having to live in proximity to the wretches disturbs the good honest serfs and leads to outbursts of aggression and violence. Alright. New build project. Actually, I think. Oh, no, we don't have the requirements for the next thing. Okay, so we just gotta wait. Alright. Warp travel. New place. The bridge is thrumming with the sound of endless officer reports, the hum of ancient mechanisms, and the buzz of servo engines. Among the usual servants bustling to and fro, the Lord Captain notices a flash of flame red hair. Eh? A flash of flame red hair. Oh, it's Yrliet. Okay. You posed a question to me not long ago, Alontok, and now I am here to present you with my answer. With fluid grace, Yrliet emerges from the shadows of the captain's bridge. Her face seems to glow under the lumen light, her expression slightly more pensive than usual. Gesture for her to continue. Then listen closely to my answer, Alontok. You may struggle to comprehend what it is to be said, being accustomed to reveling in your own might and skewing the world to suit yourself. Pitch your understanding not toward your words, but the sense that lies hidden in the shade of their sounds. Yrliet half closes her eyes, her words unfurling slowly and melodically. You try to split the world into pieces, to fragment it into light and dark, truth and lies, self and other. But I see the world as a single whole, and in this lies its simplicity and complexity. It is not enough simply to see the world and hear its voices, you must understand it. Think of the Leviathan, the world on which our paths crossed. What is it truly? What is its essence? The Leviathan's magnificence comes not from the green over its vast forests or from the depths of its waters. Its beauty is in the word, in the way it dances on the tongue. And even you, Alontok, can sense it. Try. Say the words slowly, delicately, casting aside all stray thoughts. Feel, perhaps then you will see. Close your eyes, empty your mind, and speak the word. Laleathan. The world around you fades and your perception instantly narrows, coming to a single point of focus on the tip of your tongue. Your tongue delicately tickles the roof of your mouth, and the sound slips along your throat with an incredible silkiness, warming as it goes like a sip of fresh recaf. Lay. The tip of your tongue touches the same place again, and air softly rushes from your chest, the sound like the resurrection of leaves as the wind weaves through a forest canopy. Then, your tongue taps the front teeth, and a gentle vibration spreads through your body, sending a shiver along your spine. Guarded interest gleams in Yrliet's eyes when your gaze meets again. Let's see. We got a quick question in chat. Claire says, in Guild Wars 2 with the new elite specs, does that mean the hero points will be back in the new map expansion? Possibly. I mean, already there's more hero points than you could ever use. So they will probably add more, yes, but there's also people that have all of them right now, and they're going to be able to immediately go into the new spec. I think I am beginning to understand. If your words are sincere, Lontok, then you're capable of seeing more than you do now. Instead of the lifeless clamor of monstrous mechanisms, the roar of engines, and the discordant voices of your followers, I hear and attend to silence. It arises in moments of spiritual serenity, and in that stillness, we become witnesses to the transformations of our own inner world. Monkey lives pass so swiftly. You rush through them for the sake of a chosen goal, but thoughts of transience and loss frightens you, and so you drive such thoughts away and drown yourselves in the daily tumult. But it is from fleeting moments, which enter our lives and quickly vanish from them, that the soul's fortress grows. A moment's blooming, an hour's wilting, the splendor of each lies in its ephemerality. So too the memories of those who have left our side and no longer walk the path with us. And in you, Lontok, I see much more than just another monkey. Your true essence lies in your will, which is capable of changing the world around you and within you. It lies in your ability to create and to understand your creation, and in your ability to destroy. It lies in what your kin's minds cannot grasp, what their primitive sight cannot behold, but I see it. Thank you for telling me how you see the world. And what do you make of it, Alontok? How differently do you see the world? In this world of endless war and peril, I see only one beacon of hope, and that is the God Emperor. Her breath hitches quietly. Your understanding of the world is not all that different from your kin's. My conclusions about you were premature. The Eldari turns away, but before she leaves, she looks at you once more. Do not take my words to heart. There's no shame in thinking as others of your kind do. It is much more difficult to follow a different path from the rest. I disappointed her, chat. Alright. Alright, so we're in a new system here. Chart new routes. What? I thought that would connect up there. Dang it. Alright, visit the system. Chat, give me a second to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay. There went her romance. That's fine. I wasn't trying to romance her. Alright. So, new system. What do we got? Begin scan. Let's see. Archaeotech mechanism fragment. A surviving piece of an archaeotech mechanism of unknown purpose, discovered among the wreckage of an ancient imperial vessel on one of the planets in Silence in Mare Segrit. Yes, extract that. Alright. Scan. Nothing. Alright. Promethium. Extract. And plasteel. There we go. Okay. Alright. I think we got everything in this area. Let's reduce the danger of that. A fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. While clearing out the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. The ship left the hostile materium and returned to real space. Yo, they just reported. Yo, it looks like Word's dead. Alright, new system. Nothing. More plasteel. Alright, quick save. We've got some kind of space battle here, I think. Actually, hold on. What's this? I'm detecting traces of magmatic rock extraction. Judging by the methods of sacred geometry used for cutting open formations, this is the work of my explorator brethren. Okay. Oh, just remembered. Let me shrink the little guy here so you guys can see the pictures better. Alright. You sight a ship hovering over a void station. The vessel bears no identifying marks, but the landing craft swarming the station below makes the situation clear. Pirates have seized an Imperial outpost. The augurs detect that the pirate ship is warming up engines and quickly reloading cannons. It is preparing for battle. Attack first! Pew pew.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
Oh my god, 3 of them?
Unleash our fury. Engage the macro cannons. Drown them in the void. Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Alright, 1 down. Oh, dude, there's 3 more? What the hell? Okay.
Sail upon the seas of void. unknown. Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song. Initiate macro cannon barrage.
Move the torpedoes. Are we winning? Not yet.
Set course.
Dude, did that just go right through my shield? What the heck? Where are my shields? Friggin' non-existent.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Engage the macro cannons.
Okay, one down. They're using grav guns? I don't know what that means. They critical hit me on one of them. Ah.
Void Master, if you please. Launch the devastating payload!
Warp wave just to mess with him. Alright, for what it's worth, our shields are back up.
Commence torpedo launch!
We're kiting. Why did that not do damage? If their hull is damaged, that thing that forcibly turns them is supposed to do damage to them, but it didn't that time.
Launch the devastating payload!
Hi, Nog. We're back to max difficulty tactics. I mean, right now, yeah, because I'm almost dead.
Sail upon the seas of void!
I mean, I ran into a group of, what was it, like 4 enemy ships? And then 2 of them got me almost dead, like, immediately. Why is that not doing damage? If the enemy ship has suffered hull damage, this abrupt turn will additionally do damage. And it didn't. They've had hull damage. I don't know why that's not doing anything.
Commence torpedo launch! Set course! Void Master, if you please. Engage the lads. Initiate macro cannon barrage. Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Throw them in the void.
Alright, I think we did it.
Be the righteous fury
That
of the
was...
exalted ones.
It's frustrating when things don't work. And there was... Twice there, I used that warp move on them that says it does damage if they've taken hull damage. And they had. But it didn't do damage. And I don't know why it wasn't working. Alright. Repair ship. Plundered Void Station. Game auto-saved. How's the formation right now? Yeah. That's okay.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Hello, dudes.
What an amusing attempt at defiance.
Show them no mercy.
There's a lot of people in here. Alright. Muck is going to try to taunt all that. Make sure Heinrich's bird is near the middle. Eagle goes up in the air. What game is Muck playing? Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. It's a CRPG. Same genre of game as like Baldur's Gate 3, which a lot of people know about.
That is foolishness.
What? Oh, she doesn't have line of sight.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright, put a curse on that guy. Where's Heinrich's?
Me.
Give Heinrich's a turn.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Heinrich's give everybody regeneration. Put a buff on him.
Here we go.
Ow! Dang, that's how we're starting this? Okay. She should be using... Wait, which weapon set? That weapon set. Yeah, okay.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. The shadows will see it done. I shall not fail. Trust. Come. The other side.
Alright, she took one out.
As the tenants demand.
Let's get to it. Let's make it quick.
Time to slaughter someone. I'm in, maggot.
Out my way. Let's get to it.
Die on me.
Wow. Alright, my dog is down. Reactivate the dog.
Restored.
That takes out 2 of them.
Show me what you've got. Let's get to it.
Caught by the web.
Alright,
Two are better
Medicaid
than
signal
one.
so that that thing starts healing.
I'd like to.
Can't
but I
give
can't.
Heinrichs another turn for some reason.
Am I getting paid for this?
Give Muck one. Taunt all of those guys. Stalwart defense. Point your shield at them.
If I can die with grace, at least.
Blast that way.
Tell me, and it is done.
Ah, miss. Alright, his turn. Alright, warp speed on the bird, which gives everybody basically quickness. Iron arm.
Naturally.
AoE heal.
For the throne.
Regen on the dog.
Let's see to it.
Word of the Emperor.
I won't object to it.
Reach that guy.
Natural.
Shield of the Emperor. Alright, Muck's turn, finally.
A genius at work.
Let's see. Apprehend. And bite.
Let's see.
And put him on standby.
Thought.
And aim shield at those.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Blast those again. Mug, is there a reason why the I Tried New Heal Oromancy Tempest video is unlisted? Yeah, it's in... so whenever I make new videos, I often put them in playlists before they're even public yet. And that one, I just haven't made public yet. I already have 2 videos going out today. So that one is technically going out a few days from now. But, you know, you found it. So you can watch it now if you want. But that's why. Essentially, if I have a lot of videos that are done, but if I release them all at the same time, they'll compete against each other and they'll all do worse. So I have to kind of pace them out. And that one I just haven't fully released yet.
There is only death, yours or mine.
In the
See,
name
give
of
Pascal
House
another turn.
Orselio, I shall prevail.
Alright, he's done.
Abide in the hopeless blessed creations of the Omnissiah. Running binaric override.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
The scope of prognosis is favorable.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, Kibble's turn.
I am your blade and shield. The shadows will see it done.
Yeah, they all parried that.
Trust me.
Okay.
Hold on. Out of my way.
Hold on. Can I turn off the whole thing where the camera just locks onto whoever's turn it is? I do not like it. It just constantly pulls it all over the place. Disable action camera in space combat. Move camera to currently acting character is off. Lock camera to moving character. Off.
Time to slaughter.
Okay, that's much better.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Alright, Pascal's turn. Take that guy out.
Setting target parameters protect familiar units.
Okay.
Check familiar. Activated.
The Eagle's just killing everybody.
Setting target parameters. Protect familiar units.
I'm here, maggot.
Cabela's doing her best over there, but having a little bit of a rough time of it.
How about no?
I won't object to it.
Let's see.
Let's
Apprehends.
see.
Parry. Bites.
Schemes within schemes.
That one worked. Alright. Let's see. Relocate.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet.
Missed.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain. Naturally. For the throne's glory. Let's see to it.
A genius at work.
Make sure all of these stay taunted.
Let's see.
Sworn enemy. Shield bash, miss.
What if?
Shield at those two. Let's see. Nox says, also, while not relevant to the video mentioned, having videos unlisted for time helps to see if getting copyright struck. Oh yeah, anytime I upload any video, it goes into unlisted immediately, and then gets scanned for copyright problems. And then I add the thumbnail, I add it to playlists, I mess with the description, title, all that stuff. Then I usually put it in early access on our Discord for a while.
I subscribed again, that means I'm older now.
And then after a few days, then it goes into public, like where it's available to everybody. Hey Dark Vramp, thank you buddy, appreciate that very much.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. No! These ruby flashes are choking me! Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm afraid not.
Ow. Alright.
I
boop,
shall
boop.
not fail.
Death Waltz.
The undying Emperor whispers his will.
Hey, Mr. Rock. Hi, awesome.
As this can.
All right, she took out those 4.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Let's get to it.
Uh-oh. Who just died? Was that one of our pets? No, I don't know who that was. I guess that was just some dude.
Vulnerability analysis successful.
Anyway, chat. I got us. Yeah, with all the teaser vids, it takes up loads of space with the other vids. Yeah. Yeah, today there will be a teaser vid in a few hours. And then also, I released a short today that a lot of work went into. So, the Tempest vid is in early access at the moment. So if you find it, you're welcome to watch it. But it's slightly hidden right now.
Watch my back. Don't get. You're no fun.
Alright, nice. That's 1.
Am I getting paid for this?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I won't object to it.
You jest, surely.
Naturally. I won't object to it. Everyone, step aside.
Shattered foes in my wake.
Alright, taunt those. Shield bash. And point the shield over there. Dog finishes that one off.
If I isn't as duty demands.
She kills those 2. What enemies are left? Oh, there's a group up here still. Okay.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Okay, bring Kibula over here.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Martyrdom is a reward. My vow is to serve. Abide in the host of blessed creations
Nice.
of the Omnissiah.
That's 2 of them.
Tech familiars activated.
3 of them.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnissiah.
Time to slaughter someone.
Alright, what do we got now?
2 are better than 1.
Let's move that there.
Don't get too cocky.
A little bit of damage. Give Pascal another turn. Let's overload his plasma gun.
The only significant value.
Very good. You pass. You pass.
The Emperor is on our side. for the...
Be gone. I feel the power surging.
That's a couple of them
But
taken
of
out.
course, Lord Captain.
Oh, the storm approaches.
Taunt.
A new note in discordant melody.
Dog gets one. Let's see. Aria says, I'm bad at paying attention. Does this game take place in the Warhammer universe, or is it like a spin-off? So there is Fantasy Warhammer, which is swords and magic and stuff like that, and then there's Warhammer 40k, which is in the year 40,000. So it's more sci-fi, but there is still swords and magic. This is in the 40k universe.
I have read tomes of military tactics. You don't frighten me!
Death comes in silence. The shadows will see it done.
I don't know that that did anything.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
There we go. Rumor completed. Hotbed of Xeno heresy. Oh, I just stumbled across this place. I guess there was a rumor that led us here. What's your favorite game genre? Oh, man. Awesomeo, you know I played over 100 games last year. I like a lot of genres. I love RPGs. I love that RPGs is MMORPGs, classic RPGs, action RPGs. I love all of those. I love RTSs, real-time strategy. You know, turn-based stuff can be really fun as well. There's a lot. Dating genre? Nope. That's not one of them.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Sniper rifle, melt-a-charge. Horror? I suffer through horror to entertain you guys. That's not the same as me enjoying it. Sport games? No. Now, watching people carry a ball back and forth across the field doesn't really do it for me.
Applaud my brilliance.
Alright, looks like we cleared this place out. Horror genre? No, Bluebell, you like horror genre. I do that to entertain you. Speaking of entertaining you, we have a request. Alright. Let's see. That was on the space station. Alright, what's here? Scam. This cold, windy planet is covered by a raging sea of mustard gray grass so tall it reaches an average human's waist. The monotony of the endless steppe is far more interesting. Wait, what? Oh, I skipped a line. The monotony of the endless steppe is occasionally broken by chains of murky green lakes, but the auger crew spots a far more interesting anomaly. A scar running several dozen kilometers deep, splitting the world's equator in two. After 2 exploration watches, the crew intercepts a faint signal coming from one of the labor settlements in the deep chasm. Due to the unstable connection, the foreman mistakes your vessel for a winter-scale ship, one which was due to arrive 9 cycles ago. The foreman grimly reports over the weak channel that the adamantine ore deposits on the planet are nearly depleted, and that the planet will be fully mined out in less than a decade. With some difficulty, he picks up enough words to understand that the ship in orbit belongs to another rogue trader house, then awkwardly apologizes and falls silent. At some point, the connection cuts off completely, and you leave the foreman and his prospectors to wait for the real master. He seems upset by the hat. Chat, we have a Chip visit, but his eyes are really wide. Gabe, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. I think he was upset by the hat, and he was flailing around. And Gabe was like, what if I put this ball of claws in your face? And I was like, no, I don't want that. Okay, let go. Alright. Someone said I think you missed something in the void station. Really? I don't think so, but I'll double check. Alright, double checking the cubby. Hang on.
Another notch.
I think this was just a way that you could have attacked that group from a different angle. I don't think there was anything in there. Hat-wearing Muck streamer assaulted by fashion critic Orange Cat Ball live on air. I don't know, make for good content. Yeah, he didn't seem to be a fan of that. Poor Chip. What do you mean, poor Chip? Alright. Let's reduce the warp difficulty here. And also there. Alright, Muro 79. A strange and frightening discovery was made at one of the sites on this frozen world. Countless human bodies suspended in the clear ice of a glacier. The bodies showed no signs of injury. It was as if they dived into liquid water the moment before it turned to solid ice, freezing them in place with their eyes wide open and their hair fanning out behind them. Searches uncovered nothing that could explain this mystery. Quick save. Unknown ships. There's nothing I can do to interact with them? Wait, oh. Lord Captain, we have an Imperial Navy squadron preparing to engage a pirate mob. The forces of both flotillas are comparable. Do you wish to intervene? We are engaging. Let us help the Navy crush the pirate scum. Damn you! All we want is to take charge of our own lives. If it means killing you, so be it. So they say.
Our enemies desire a bitter end.
Did Mike do anything about or with Yrliet yet? She came to the bridge and talked to me about how to view the world, and I was like, but the Emperor is great, and she's like, oh, you suck, and she left. Like, left the bridge. She's still on the team. Oh, is it finally my turn? Everybody go give me a minute? So close to dead.
Void Master, if you please.
The Xenoscum not dead on the dogmatic playthrough. Alright, so I am doing the dogmatic options, except for when it will cost me a party member ring. That's what I'm doing. Because in my last playthrough, there are some people that are heretical on my team, and I never got to see the end of their stories. That is a big fancy ship.
The enemy shield is down. Time to unleash a counterattack.
Song.
Swing run.
Sail upon the seas of void. Unleash our fury.
I have assumed the game would twist your arm into it. Oh yeah, I've had options already to kill Adira and kill Yrliet and get dogmatic points, but I did not take them. I didn't take the options.
Will erase their colors.
Engage the macro cannons. Drown them in the void.
I don't know what that far does. Increases enemy damage. Whenever a vessel inside this makes an attack, it suffers damage. Oh, okay. Alright, restart the shields.
Another enemy surrounded by the void.
And their hope.
Swing run.
Void Master, if you please.
I think it's just a couple of interceptors is all that's left.
The destination is known.
Again, that should have done damage, but it didn't.
Launch the devastating payload. Let the macro cannons sing their twisted. I knew you were a great Lord Captain, Cherry.
Fighters deck Fury Interceptors. Allows Fury Interceptors to be launched through torpedo tubes. A Fury Interceptor wing consists of 4 attack craft, each equipped with a heavy laser turret. Up to 2 wings of Fury Interceptors can be active at a time. Admiral Sarhull, thank you for your cooperation, Rogue Trader. The boarding party has captured Van der Roysen. Perhaps the poor girl has simply fallen under bad influence, and so I will personally see to her re-education. The reward for her capture is yours as promised. In addition, I am closing a particularly valuable... In closing, a particularly valuable trophy as a token of my sincerest gratitude. Gained 1 profit and rep with the Navy. Chirurgeon's Vow. Keep a stern eye on your prisoner. I can ask for the captive. I have no idea what I would need them for. I have no illusions. She is a piece of work, but I promised her parents I would take care of her. I dare not detain your lordship any longer. Repair hull. Manage void ship. Mars patterns, Steingeese, Riza. So that's better than the Mars one. Okay. Mezzo weapon lance. Add that to cargo. Upgrade the hull a bit. Developments. Shallow jump is pretty good. It's like a short-range teleport. Let's get that, I guess. And then you get another one. Plus range. Okay. Alright. We already looked at that one, yeah? Okay. This is new. Begin scan. And plasteel, sure. Alright. Explorator Void Station. When the Rogue Trader ship approaches the Adeptus Mechanicus Void Station, it is met with a hostile scrutiny of the station's defense lasers. An Explorator Lex mechanic who introduces himself as a Service Unit 42 dispassionately inquires how the station can be of use to the Rogue Trader. Give Transuranium elements to the Adeptus Mechanicus. The station thanks the Rogue Trader for his cooperation and presents him with several containers of unused reserves as a token of gratitude. You traded fuel and got grenades. Propose a trade of resources. Upon consulting data from the station's main cogitator, Lex Mechanic Service 42 confirms the station requires rare transuranium elements or natural gas for research on an undisclosed nature. For its part, the station cannot offer the Rogue Trader anything in exchange at the moment, but the Adeptus Mechanicus representative on Footfall will certainly repay him for his aid. Leave the station. Okay. Chart new routes. Hey, nice. So this is where we've been trying to go in order to get the next bit of story for the Arbites DLC. Chart new routes. Alright, visit. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Alright. Board the Heartless. Save game. Alright, so just as a reminder, the Adeptus Arbites, they asked us to meet them here to help take down a pirate ship. And if we win, then what we get out of it is we get to keep the ship. So we'll have like a second ship with us. Also, pretty sure that guy's going to join as a playable character. If not now, then soon. The crew has discovered a hidden valley littered with thousands of animal skeletons. Augur data suggests that some kind of sleeping gas vents here. It's likely the animals either didn't realize they are headed for a deadly trap or even come here to die on purpose. Medicae, study it. After a series of experiments, the ship's weaponsmiths managed to perfect a few different types of ammunition. Gas cloud grenades. Okay. Look at... Hi, Wampa. Lord Captain, the Augur crew has spotted a fleet dead ahead. The drive signature of the enemy flagship matches that of the Heartless. The escort ships are sticking to it like flies to Grok's... Anyway, what are your orders? Give me a tactical report on the enemy. The enemy frigate is heavily armored and boasts a fighter launch bay, which for sure won't be empty. As long as the escorts are around to defend it, trying to board the vessel would be a death sentence. My advice is to take them out, then attack the Heartless itself. Once the frigate is damaged, we can close in and board it. Patch me through to the captain of the Heartless. A silken, almost whispering voice fills the air. Ah, the illustrious rogue trader has arrived at last. Let me guess, you will now graciously offer me one last chance to surrender. Brew me some recaf and wipe down the captain's throne after you vacate it. I will be there shortly. The Vox produces rustling laughter. We'll see if you are still feeling so insolent after my macro cannons make a few holes in your ship. Wipe down your chair, I'm about to take it. This one's slightly different from how I remembered from the demo that we did for it. Here comes the Heartless. Ready the cannons, aim strictly for the engines. Where's the allied ship? Alright, this is a little concerning. The allied ship? No, like when so when I did this during the demo, the Solomorn ship he was here allied with me. You're here early? I didn't think I was here early. He told me to meet him here.
Initiates macro cannon barrage. Set course. Macro cannons sing their twisted song. Sail upon the seas of void.
Restart shields. Take control of torpedoes.
Set course.
Detonate. You know, I equipped a thing that said I could launch little ships, but I don't see it. I don't know where it's at.
Void Master, if you please. Initiate macro cannon barrage.
It's the arrow above the torpedoes. Oh, thank you. I was wondering what that was. Appreciate it. Wait, what's going on with the smoke? Evasion plus 30%, minus speed to the rogue trader's flagship, hit chance for... Okay, so it's harder to hit stuff in here.
We broke their shield, now break their spirit. The destination is known. Engage the macro cannons!
Captain, the order the cannon stand down. We cannot board a heap of scrap. Okay, so we beat it, or we got them dead in the water, so to speak. Lord Captain, the boarding teams are raring to go. The Heartless's Geller field generator's cooked, so no warp diving for them now. We've set off fireworks in their primary drive too. That rust bucket isn't going anywhere. We can begin the assault on the ship right away, but experience tells me this will go a lot smoother if we deliver a couple more precise strikes. How about we flatten a few heretics between the bulkheads to make the fighting easier for you, Lord Captain? High Factotum. Your Lordship, I must remind you that the Heartless has been promised you as spoils. Every new blow to the ship would also be a blow to the dynasty's treasury. I'll just fight the full brunt of whatever they've got. Prepare to board. Solomon, are your people ready? Ready and waiting. I will see you on the upper deck of the Heartless Rogue Trader. Okay. Yeah, so for those that didn't see it, there was a day a couple weeks ago we did a sponsored stream for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and they gave us a save file that was about at this point of the game. And so we just demoed like 2 hours of the game, and it was this ship fight. However, at the beginning of it, you get there, and Solomon pulls up on his own ship, and the two of you fight the enemy vessel. And then you both board it from like different positions, and there's like a two-pronged fight. Which I think is what we're about to do now, which is the way we got here was different. Solomon. With the sparest of movements, Solomon attracts your attention. I will lead Delta XI squad along the lower deck. We'll distract the enemy and draw fire on ourselves. Your squad, call sign foe Rho Theta, will proceed along the upper deck. The objective is to reach the elevator. Rogue Trader, I request that you personally do not put yourself in the line of fire and do not take unnecessary risks. We cannot lose you. Once the deck sweep is complete, we'll rendezvous to regroup and launch the assault. He puts 2 fingers to his ear, listening to his comm bead. Another arbitrator squad has been hit hard. Find a way to open the door for us. There could be a cogitator or control panel nearby. But first, we will go down and get into position. We need to overwhelm the enemy with a surprise attack. So my guy is the background I picked is he was an ex-arbitrator, so he knows extra arbitrator information. It seems your main formation is going to be A48. I will plan my squad's tactics with this in mind to maximize our effectiveness during the advance. The arbitrator's strength is in coordinated action. The enemy will fall under our joint onslaught. You may not be wearing the Arbites insignia any longer, but today you are my brother in arms, and not just mine. Isn't that right, arbitrators? Solomon's squad responds with a jubilant roar, and for a moment you feel as though you are carrying the marshal's mantle again. Let's move out. If you get in trouble, call us immediately. Solomon taps his finger on his Vox. Turning to his squad, he sucks in a lungful of air and roars. Delta's Eye Squad! Formation A48! Go, go, go! Why do we board this ship, anyway? It's a pirate vessel. Okay. Pirates stole a vessel that was essentially a fancy futuristic tax collector. This vessel would go to different worlds and collect the tithe, which is what they pay each year to the Emperor to remain part of the Imperium. You know, basically, yes, we're continuing to work for the betterment of mankind, like as a whole. And the tithe is massive. Like, you know, think like the idea of an armored truck carrying money to a bank. Imagine that, but for worlds. So there is just like 1 billion gallons of oil on this thing. There's like you know, 1 million pounds of gold. There's some worlds just donate workforce, like labor. So there's like you know, a few thousand people on it, you know. And so pirates stole the tithe vessel, and the Arbites are in charge of guarding it. So they take this as a personal affront. And they have asked for your aid in taking it back. And they're like, you help us get back the tithe that is owed, and you can have the ship. And so that's why we're here helping.
Curiosity.
And I'm pretty sure the main guy that we were just talking to becomes a playable character later. Let's see. Muk, does YouTube display the game you're playing? I was wondering because of some confusion about the stream titles recently. You think it would be a good idea to start putting the game name in the title? It was kind of an experiment on my part, Jack. I always have the game that we're playing in the thumbnail, but sometimes if I am vague, again, it was an experiment. Sometimes if I'm vague, like, oh, starting new game tonight, sometimes people will pop in and give the show a chance that otherwise wouldn't even glance at the stream if they're just like, oh, it's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So it was kind of, again, it was an experiment. I don't know that I'm going to keep doing that, but it was something I was trying out just to see how it worked. But does YouTube display the game name? Yes, it does. Yeah, if you look at the stream and like scroll down a little bit, it does display it. Nog says, hey Muk, did you see all the weird stuff going on with Subnautica 2? The publisher put out a statement with a process behind it, and I hate to say this, sometimes it's too easy to side with a $1 billion megacorp. Sometimes it's too easy to side with a $1 billion megacorp? Huh? Okay, so I know I've seen people saying, I've seen people posting on Twitter and stuff that like, hey, we should boycott Subnautica 2 because they fired all of the original developers of Subnautica. It's not the same people anymore. And also, they postponed the game being released, which made the developers that were still there ineligible for bonuses that they had earned. I don't know anything more than that. I've seen tweets to that nature. I don't know what you mean by too easy to side with.
There will be no
Let's see.
peace
A low rumble
in
from the
my
shaft tells you that an
wake.
elevator from another deck is coming this way.
While perusing the Lord Captain's library, I discovered the memoirs of the greatest quartermaster who has ever served the Von Valancius dynasty.
We're talking about this now?
Silverto de Iono. His sly tactics will be of great help to us during this boarding operation.
Okay. They're here, help! Cargo, yoink. Open the door in the lower chamber. Alright. And there go the Arbites. We have the advantage. Formation K-12. The enemy crew has blocked the door from the other side. Explosives are required to make a way through. I got that. I got explosives.
Justice be ordained.
Pascal.
The machine gun grants me
Steel Talons. Buff to Cyber Eagle. Insulator Shield. The wielder gains 1 deflection and 8% parry. Incoming energy, fire, and shock damage reduced by 35%. Crescendo. It's a shotgun. So, Arbites loot. Whenever it dodges an attack, the enemy's block, dodge, and parry are reduced by 10%. If the Overseer has Heretical Adherent, the enemy suffers additional -5 penalty to all stats that last till the end of combat. That would be insane. However, I do not have... I do not think Pascal is Heretical Adherent. No. He's Dogmatic. Okay.
In this tapestry of
Let's see.
worlds,
Ring Song says...
I am the
Wait, can you dual wield
road
shields?
ahead.
You know, I haven't tried, but I don't think so. No. But you could have one in 2 different equipment sets. What? Okay, okay. Purely for the reason that that looks terrible. We're swapping back. Alright, Ringsong says both sides of that argument are scuzzy as heck. Crafton is neck deep in Geni garbage. I don't know what Crafton or Geni is in this. But also, the leading devs were fired, were busy making slot-generated movies when Crafton representatives told them to get back to work on Subnautica 2. You can actually find the slot movies they're trying to make. They fired the leadership of Unknown Worlds. In their statement, they cited that none of the leadership were actually working on Subnautica, were instead focused on their own projects, and the Subnautica team reported lack of guidance and leadership. They were then revealed that they promised a 250 mil bonus if certain sales figures were hit. The bonus was set to go 90% to that leadership team, and they are still going to pay out the rest of the bonus. Janai could be so good if only we used it for what it's good at. Alas, the Janai's out of the bottle. And it could die outside the bottle.
Patience.
So it's a lot of he said, she said stuff. Run! Don't hurt me, I'm just a servant. Connect the vid screen.
Successful.
Display ship status data. Judging from the deck plans, there's a small room hidden behind the elevators that did not make it into the arbitrator's diagram. Take a look.
Fortune smiles on us. An ill omen. I do what I must.
Yoink.
What lies beyond?
Just as I was taught. The Vizier.
Blow up fuel pipe with a shot.
Am I?
Error. Making adjustments.
I guess he failed the shot. Pascal, open the crate.
Operation. Successful.
Pascal door.
My success is an
One
irrefutable
step at a time, amidst the madness.
They just fried an enemy squad in the reactor room.
The machine gun grants the insight.
Alright, tapping quick save. So, because I didn't soften them up by shooting the ship extra, I think we've got a sizable force up here to fight.
Another annoyance.
Spare none of them.
Well, let's try this battle. Okay. Quite honestly, don't think that discussion needs to be had here much. Best to get back to Warhammer. I don't mind the discussion. Like, I have played Subnautica 1 and Subnautica Below Zero. My kid has played them multiple times. We are both, like, we are enjoyers of Subnautica. And if you just told me Subnautica 2 is coming out, I'd probably, you know, someone interested in that. If the development of Subnautica 2 sounds like it's in trouble, that's sad for me to hear, you know?
Isn't this a job for the
I
serfs?
hope that they're able to get past whatever's going on and make a good product, you know? Alright, so I gave Heinrichs an extra turn, and we did regen on the whole party, my favorite opener.
I'm not accustomed to being
And putting
ordered
down
around.
some
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
stratagems,
Me.
so that we're just buffed
If
while
you
we're in
insist,
those.
Lord Captain.
Could just blast all air. If I do that, though, it's going to hit
Be careful
my
not
main
to
guy,
cross my
too.
gaze.
Alright, this is pretty nasty.
Isn't this a town you're clad in scarlet?
Navigator OP, chat.
If I may?
Now, she is quite vulnerable where she's standing right now.
I'm here, maggot.
Here we go.
Trust me, as honor ordains.
I have a foe painted black.
As death is a blessing.
That was a misclick. I wanted to go to that tile, not that one.
Trust me.
Block. Alright, so she takes
I
2
will
out.
not die in
She gets
dishonor.
shot. Alright. Warp speed. This will hit everyone except her.
I won't object to it. Let's
Armor
see to
buff.
it. For the throne's
AoE
glory.
heal.
Naturally.
Word of the Emperor.
I won't
Shield of the
object to it.
Emperor.
Let's see to it.
Zap. Alright, Muck taunts those 3.
Schemes within schemes. What if? Even I won't do that. How wicked, Lord.
I feel nothing, fear nothing.
Emperor, deliver us.
Can't quite reach those.
Tech familiar activated.
Nice. Bird does a lot of damage to those 2.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Messiah.
That's a miss.
Scriptural prognosis is favorable.
So Kibula dances around and does damage while skipping around? Kinda, yeah. She's a, what is it, Blade Dancer or something like that? That's the whole thing. She just like spins through combat with swords out and cuts everyone up.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet. This battlefield air is good for my lungs.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Tell me, and it is done.
Alright, so we just gave Kibula an extra turn so she could activate the bridge. Cat Dog takes out an enemy. Finest hour on Kibula, give her an extra
Paint
turn.
your death in
I
colors.
am your blade and shield.
Unfortunately, she does not quite have enough movement to reach that guy.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
More elevators full of dudes, because we didn't shoot the elevators.
Let's get to it.
No! These ruby flashes are choking me.
The shadows will see it done. I shall caught by the web, as on a brings me no pleasure. Come, the other side awaits.
Alright, she takes 2 more out.
Scared yet?
Let's see, Heinrich's turn.
I won't object to it.
Let's see. Relocate the bird there. Purification discharge.
For the throne's glory.
Zap one of them.
Through the smoke and gunfire.
Taunt all of those.
Let's see.
One. Oh, there's a couple over there too. Put bait on him so the eagle guards him.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Abide in the host of blessed
Okay, that one's done.
of the Undesire. Running binaric override.
Okay, Jay's turn.
Two are better than one.
Who should I give an extra turn to?
You've got a
Haskell?
problem? I've got a price.
Check familiar. Activated.
Alright.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnisire.
Let's see. 9%, 11, 52.
Am I getting paid for this?
Alright, there's a little bit of damage there. Dog hit someone. Have you heard about a game called Tactical Breach Wizards? I think I have. That sounds familiar. I think I might have seen a trailer for that game back before it was available. And I think I remember chuckling at it. Like, it looked kind of funny.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I try to die with grace.
Alright, she
at least.
vaporizes that guy.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols. Request approved.
Shot missed. Bird did hit, though. Let's throw some buffs around.
Out my way.
Let yours killing brings me no pleasure. I bring mercy in retribution. Trust me, death is a blessing.
Alright, she takes out two more. Heinrichs.
Naturally. Get me a target. Let's see to it.
Alright, Muck's turn.
A wicked thought.
Ordering the dog to hit the last guard over
see.
here. Alright, and then put it on standby. And then he can still move a lot. Overcharge the dog.
My artistry.
Quick.
Now I'm really riled up.
Advancing.
Okay, I think the fog is making him not have a good line of sight here.
The Omnisire knows all, comprehends all.
Not a lot he can do from here. Alright, end turn.
Hold on.
Alright, Jay's turn.
My. It's time for them to run, my sweet. Don't get too cocky.
I can give her extra action points, but not extra movement points. So she can swing her sword, but she can't reach the enemy. Did that poorly. Ha! I shot at that one, missed, and killed him. That works. Howdy, I'm Mr. Robot.
Emperor, give me strength.
As it might, killing brings me no pleasure.
Isn't this a job for the serfs, as duty demands?
Out of my way!
As honor ordains, I shall.
Alright, she kills those two.
Momentum. I need a foothold. Do my bidding.
Let's get to it!
I won't sully myself with that.
Alright, taunted those two.
A genius at work.
Keep the bait buff on him.
Parameters protect familiar units. Explorators know one route. Forward.
Bird. He's still alive.
Tech familiar activated.
Bird actually got shot there, but got the kill. Hey, Micah Chat, plushie arrived today. Nice! I will spam photos as soon as I have some more time later. Nice!
A moving target lives longer.
That's awesome.
Tell me, and it is done.
Dang.
You've got a problem. I've got a prize.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Is that the last one? No. Oh, oh wow, there's a guy hiding behind me. You sneaky boy.
This vessel must be nourished.
Alright, Kibula got one wound from that fight. Everyone else is fine.
His will. Let the blood-spun web stretch across its bowels. Let it sever the apostate's threads.
A correlation between the function of void ship systems and their contact with organic fluids exists only in this laywoman's agitated consciousness.
A clutter of Xeno artifacts, many of them drenched in the blood of their former owners. The Xeno device is lacking energy. You will have to connect it to a power source to use it. Connect the power.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
A job for me.
The Xeno device comes to life with a low hum, then goes quiet, awaiting your actions. Examine.
One and it's done.
Floating in the greenish liquid is a Drukari Medusae, a dangerous parasite that absorbs its victim's emotions. Puns? Why do I want to mess with this? The black cogitator you're looking at is clearly not Imperium technology. With its unnatural curves and surface smooth like solid mercury, nothing about this machine suggests sacredness. This device has no vid screen, but you notice the presence of dry, rust-colored spots on the control panel. Pascal's augmetics become instantly more animated, clicking, whirring, and flickering ecstatically. Initiating observation log. No data connectors or sacred new spheric corona detected. Tech nature, unknown. I declare category Epsilon Alpha secrecy. In accordance with the canon of technological security, this object must be isolated and subjected to the rite of sacred diagnostics. All witnesses will be warned. He was about to say, I'm gonna kill all of you to get this thing, and then he's like, you've been warned. No! Breathing heavily, Cassia covers her eyes with her hand as crimson tears seep through her thin, trembling fingers. Such rotten, rusty colors cannot possibly exist. It's all madness and lies, a mockery. Heinrichs raises his eyebrows. If only every Xeno heresy were as blatant as this one. I hope I don't need to spell out what must be done with this perverse construct. Let's see. Counterpoint, why would you not? Have you never seen Alien Muck? When one sees an alien egg, the only natural course of action is to put your face right up to it. Yeah. So destroy would probably make Heinrichs happy, and that would be the dogmatic thing to do, is destroy the heresy. Pascal's gonna be sad about it. Let's see, I'm wondering if destroying the machine is gonna free this thing, or if I have to mess with the panel. Destroy the foul machine. Where did I even get that gun? In one swift movement, you draw your weapon and rid the world of the corrupting Xeno abomination. Pascal's Vox lets out a mournful Beneric groan. The rite of sacred diagnostics has been interrupted. Cause of interruption, a primitive method of disposal was employed against the object of study. The tech priest's visor flashes red before dimming wearily, which had a 98% chance of being of anathemic origin.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I do what I must.
Yeah, I guess the more interesting thing, now that we've seen what happens when you shoot it, I guess the more interesting thing would have happened if I had opened it.
The web.
But I don't know what that would have been.
Do you think my body was
using a
severed?
med kit on her? Blow up the fuel pipe with a shot.
My pleasure.
I think that helped the Arbiters downstairs. Yeah, there they go. Last Friday, there's no teaser because we thought 4th of July. Yeah, I'm expecting a teaser today, but could be wrong. Gloves of Unbearable Torment, plus 15 coercion. The servo skull projects a hololithic image of a man boasting a slew of exotic augmetics in an ostentatious jacket. Are you enjoying yourself, Von Valancius? I see you and your pet arbitrators are crawling all over my ship like little void rats. Do try to make it to the bridge. I would like to shake the throat of such a troublesome individual. The hollow threats of a man whose ship has been boarded. Brave words, but if you considered the possibility that I have allowed you to stride ever so confidently into my hands, it is that overconfidence that has sealed your fate. Something within the servo skull emits a shrill beep, and Sargona's image flickers for just a moment. Just the man I wanted to see. How is my recaf coming along? I do not like it too hot. The recaf will be ready soon enough. I will brew it in your skull, you impudent wretch, if there's anything left of it. A red microlumen flashes inside the servo skull, which very much like the lumen on a Melta charge. Ow. Broken ribs. He broke my ribs!
Beyond.
Just as he ordained.
What is that? The unknown Xeno device is covered in tangled wires and shows signs of crude tampering. Someone has attempted to incorporate it with human technology. Examine, Lord Xenos 95. This place vaguely resembles a chamber used for rejuvenate treatments. The sinister appearance of the devices installed all around the tub suggests Drukhari origin. I bet Yrliet would have something to say about this stuff. What else we got? After the Arbitrator uses Heroic Act or Desperate Measure, they get bonuses to block and coerce until the end of combat. If the Arbitrator is more than 90% wounds, immune to blind, disturb, fatigue, perplex, slow, stagger. Whenever a familiar's ability is used on an ally, can be the overseer for 1 round. Familiar's ability. I mean, the familiar for this character is a dog. It just bites people. I don't think it has abilities that target allies. Whenever the Cybermastiff hits the apprehended enemy or an enemy adjacent to the protected ally, it gains +1 to its key characteristics last to the end of combat stacks. So, if the dog is apprehending an enemy, it gets another hit on it whenever you hit it. So it's whenever the dog assists you, or when it swings at someone who swings at you while you have Protect on you. It gets +1 to key characteristics. That's kind of cool. Might try that out. We need to use Protect instead of Standby mode. Let's see. Working from home sounds like such a hassle. Working from home's great. I gotta say, my commute has never been better, chat. Oh yeah, there's a lot of traffic on the staircase today. Familiar's key stats +5. +5 to the damage of the eagle. Sure. Flat eagle damage is not bad. Let's see, what do we got here? Whenever an enemy suffers from any of the Executioner's dot effects, dodges the Executioner's attack. Oh wait, no. Whenever an enemy with dots dodges an attack, all dots currently inflicted on that enemy now do more damage. If the Executioner used Reckless Abandon in the previous round, and by the start of their turn still has temp wounds, they're healed for 8 wounds. Whenever an enemy in a 4-cell radius around the executioner suffers damage from a damage over time effect, the executioner heals 2 hit points. Whenever the executioner or their party members are suffering from dots, these dots do 50% damage. Stacks multiplicatively. 50% damage if there's one executioner with this talent in the party, 25% if there are 2, etc. Just give the whole party half dot damage? You know what? Let's take that. That's not freaking bad. Medicaid. Alright, Jay, what's up? Did you see that the guy from Nobody Saves the World have a new game coming in 2026? I did not know that, no. At the start of the Overseer's turn, the familiar heals 9 health. Could do that? If the Overseer or allies are protected by partial cover within 4 cells of the Servo Skull Swarm, they are instead protected by full cover. Sure. Heinrichs. Need more levels for that. Suppression factor. Whenever a psychic power is relayed through Cyber Raven, it suffers 3 direct damage and gains 3 willpower stacks. Let's get slight regen for the Raven, because the Raven's the only member of the party that doesn't have regen, ideally. Because, like, when I cast it on it, it then bounces around and hits everybody else, but it just, like, goes... It channels through the Raven, it doesn't stick to the Raven. Or is this 35, 105? So awareness is very high. And persuasion is very high. Let's do awareness. Alright, I really like the Grand Strategist stuff on turn 1, but I almost never mess with it after turn 1. At the start of combat, the Grand Strategist gains 1 random unknown stratagem and can use it until the end of combat for 0 AP. I wonder if it's to use it 1 time during the fight for 0 AP, or you could use it every single turn for 0 AP. Blood Augury. When an ally in combat gains an extra turn, the Navigator gains a stacking +5 bonus to willpower till end of combat, stacks up to 5 times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one, when the game came out and I played it, this didn't have a max. it didn't say stacks up to 5. It just kept going. So in long fights, it would get pretty silly. Alright. Quick save.
One step at
Oh!
a time amidst the madness.
The Vizier.
That was
Would
close.
he be proud? Am I? I do what I must.
Oh my god. So many bombs!
Just as he
It's almost as if
ordained.
someone here was not happy to
The
see me.
Vizier. Would he be proud? Am I?
The command runes flash indicating an error. Oh. Ah! The Vox transmit the sounds of gunfire and death screams. Then you hear Solomon's calm voice. This is GX1 receiving. Requesting support, DX1. Do you copy? Copy that, RT1. Stand by. Over and out. Man, they had a whole bunch of friggin' mines and traps that were leading to a button, and the button is just kill me. Alright, now we're playing the Arbites. Send Glido to close the valve. There we go. That's a good dog, chat.
I'm on my way.
Hold it, the target is in the other direction. Oh, the ladder. Examine. Proctor, the pressure in the fuel pipe's at its limit. We could use the valve to create a diversion and roast a few scoundrels. Open valve. Just two guys standing above the explodey grate.
I'm on lookout.
Alright, I remember a really tough fight up ahead. So, tap and quick save. I say remember this because this was in that little beta thing that we did. Alright, so got a whole bunch of dudes. Like, that is a lot of dudes, and I'm playing 4 people and a dog that I've not played before. When I did this in the beta, there was one like really tanky guy in the group, and he ended up surviving and killing everyone, and everyone else was basically dead the whole time.
Kneel before the Lex Imperialis. I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Okay, let's see, devastating attack, kick.
Directive accepted. Under execute.
Really? That was an 87% chance.
Directive accepted.
Kick him in the face.
Understood. Executing order.
Clayton. Rapid fire. Next range burst attack has a double base rate of fire.
Directive accepted. Understood.
Alright, that hit a teammate, but it did kill 2 enemies. That's a whoops.
Directive accepted.
Alright, you move in here. Taunt everything you can.
Executing order. Directive accepted.
Vanguard. Shield bash is missed. Point the shield forward. Alright. Main guy. That looked like it was gonna be a kill.
One of us would be
Apprehend.
enough.
Glato gets a kill. Want to end the turn with Protect.
Let's test our skills, Glato.
Oh, I kind of messed up there. Alright.
Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Okay.
Let's get
We need to
Show me
regroup.
what you've got. Let's get to it.
Arbitrators are made of plasteel. Escape the Emperor's justice.
Get it, yeah?
We're casting a whole lot of gun.
Taking fire. Requesting backup.
2 of them just died from their own shots.
The gap in our ranks.
Alright, Galeto's down. For now.
Under support. Threat neutralized. Directive accepted. Understood.
Alright, 2 down.
Directive accepted. Momentum.
Alright, Arbitrator Bryce.
Hold the line.
Taunt all of those.
Understood.
Put the Sworn Enemy debuff on the Combat Servitor.
Directive accepted.
Point shield at those.
Activating
Overcharge.
extermination protocol.
And
One of us would be enough.
Apprehend.
Let's test our skills, Glato. Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Apprehend.
One of us would be enough.
Oh, I should have put that on Bryce, not him. Whoops. Hang on, can I... Ah, I messed that up.
The guilty will fall. Understood.
Army, how'd you like this?
Let's get to escape the Emperor's justice, scum!
Show me what you've got.
Oh, this guy's still alive. I didn't even realize. Now he's not. Stupid robot. That missed.
Execute.
That one hit.
Securing execution position. Directive is followed. This order is unauthorized. Understood. Executing order.
Alright, you taunt that.
Directive accepted. Understood. Executing order. Let's test our skills, Glato.
Apprehend. And put Protect on him.
We're undertaking this task. Hold the formation. We've got to
Trying to not hit the dog?
It won't take long.
Okay, that hit him and him. Okay.
Requesting backup! Out by the Lex Imperialis. Directed force. Threat neutralized.
Okay, he got one with a charge. This is going way better than during our demo. But maybe I've just more practice now.
Executing order. High momentum. Directive accepted.
Let's see.
There will be no pardons for the guilty.
That one's done.
One of us would be enough.
Was the demo on daring? You know, I'm not sure. Because, like, the last time I played the game was on hard mode, and then I booted up a new save file for the demo. It's possible that it defaulted to hard mode, and I just didn't even check.
Leto,
And, you know, which is really high difficulty, and I just hadn't played in a while. It's also possible that it was on daring, and I was just more out of practice. You know Bryce's super tank? Yeah, I said... Bryce was what inspired me to try the Arbites tank for my main character. Because, like, when I did this fight on the demo, I had everyone go down, and then Bryce killed the remaining, like, 8 people by himself. I was like, oh, shoot, this fight's over. And then he just kept living. And I was like, what? Alright, I think this was a cool cinematic. Plant melts a charge. Servo skulls with guns. Gleito runs back into the fire. And Gleito saves Solomorn. Throne's blood, Bryce, Stein, Clayton. I'm witness to your final judgment. Sargona will not escape me, I swear it. Promethium tubes are connected to the fuel tank. Promethium is basically like oil or gasoline.
Got it.
Plant melts a charge. So here's the guns that have my actual party tied down. Destroy the turrets complete. And what is this? The space from which the captain addresses the officers, far more modest than its counterpart on the rogue trader's vessel. This is modest.
They will see. Oh, yes.
Despite multiple wounds, Solomorn stands firm. The Proctor's eyes are burning bright like he has gotten a second wind. My squad is down. We need to regroup. Here's what we do. I go with you. One of your retinue stays behind to take charge of the defense along with the surviving arbitrators. I am your shadow, Daman. I am your blade and shield. Do not cast me from your side. Not when you are but a step from the abyss. Sounds reasonable. Let us move out. Let's not keep the bastard waiting. Alright, so now you get to play with Solomon in the party, but you have to have someone else step out of the party. So the question is... Who? Who is stepping out? Thinking Cassia. Let's do that. Alright, quick save. Can I mess with Solomorn's gear or anything?
The bane of an arbitrator's existence. At the end of every mission, I'm at the mercy of paperwork.
Adeptus Arbites foe hammer, reactivator armor. The wearer's reactivate range is increased by 2. All right, so reactivate is when your pet gets like downed, and then you spend 3 AP to get it back up. When using reactivate, the wearer gains 19 temp wounds. Okay, so this is all about staying back and just like having the dog kill everything. Adeptus Arbites shotgun. All right. Our Guild Wars 2 tweets usually at 12 ESC. Let's see. You must be very proud of yourselves, lawmen. Yeah, usually. Hang on. I mean, it's very possible that they're not doing one today. I mean, my hypothesis from last week could have been wrong. Yeah, I don't see one. So last week, I guessed, I was like, okay, last week they did a broadcast every weekday except Tuesday. And then they did, but then they skipped Friday, and I was like, oh, it's 4th of July. It's a holiday where they are. But then they did one Saturday. And I was like, I'm guessing this is to make up for the 4th of July. So if they're not doing one today, maybe they're doing one tomorrow. So maybe it'll be Saturday again. They've got 2 more classes to do. So if it's tomorrow and then Monday, then that's it before, you know, the Tuesday announcement.
Oh, there will be no peace in
Bridge of the Heartless.
wake.
What if they just say we already did 9, they counted Paragon and Writ? Kind of funny. Yes, their class icon is just that whole big fancy artwork. Alright, so during the demo, I actually died in this fight because there was something I didn't understand. There was a device or a button or a switch that you're supposed to get to within 5 turns to shut off a bomb, and if you don't, you just lose. And I didn't notice that that was a mechanic. Alright, Sargona's forehead is covered in sweat, and his expensive jacket is mottled with burn marks. His hands are in constant movement as he works the controls for the warp engine. So, Von Valancius, you think you have won? Think again. I still have one last card to play. The Heartless has lost its Geller field, Sargona. A warp jump without it would be worse than death. Even you are not crazy enough to... Want to find out? Sargona's tongue darts out to wet his lips. Ah, and his voice drops from a shout to a whisper. What's that thing you lawmen always say? Any last words? All right, so real quick, hold on. Let me tell the new bloods in the chat what's going on. All right, when the ships in Warhammer 40k travel, they don't go like light speed or anything like that. When they travel these vast distances, they basically go into a thing called the warp. And then when they travel 5 feet in the warp, it's like traveling miles outside of the warp. So they go into the warp, they travel a little bit, they come out, and they've traveled like 1 billion miles, right? That's how they travel. Now, here's the kicker. The warp is basically hell. All right? So they're kind of dipping into hell, dodging some demons, and dipping out, and then they've traveled, years worth of journey all at once, okay? It's like, yes, it's exactly like the nether math in Minecraft, yes. All right? Now... how do they stay sane when they go through hell? When they go through hell, demons are like clawing at the ship, and also people are going insane. There is a thing called the Geller field. It's some kind of device. It's like a force field around the ship, and it mostly protects from the crap in the warp. Still, even with the Geller fields, sometimes people on the ship go insane, sometimes people sprout tentacles, sometimes a demon just suddenly bursts into existence in the ship and they have to put it down. Without the Geller field, it's suicide. It's highly likely that everyone on the ship will die a horrible death if they warp jump without the Geller field. Okay. Awareness. Look around. Failed. Yeah. My navigator is not in the group right now. Solomon catches your eye, then nods subtly toward the most frightening looking of Sirona's guards and drags a finger across his palm, signaling that one dies first. Persuasion. Address the pirates. Whoever brings me Sargona's head will receive a pardon and a spot on my flagship's crew. Success. Your voice echoes across the bridge. A few of the pirates nod at each other and point their weapons at their captain. The captain of the Heartless meets your gaze, and you see in his eyes the desperate courage of one who knows he is doomed. He sneers, then pulls the warp engine lever. Let the gates open. We are headed for the abyss, Von Valancius. You and I have front row seats.
What's an amusing attempt at defiance?
Okay, so rounds until warp translation. So here's the thing that my mistake last time during the demo. This fight was the end of the demo I did. Is I was just trying to kill everyone within 4 turns. I think I got to get to that. I got to get someone up here to hit that lever. Now, first thing is these shield generators are keeping us blocked into this middle area. We have to deal with that first. Hold on, I need my blankie. I'm cold, chat. The Geller field down. So chilly. Okay. So, we need to get someone in a position where they can shoot those generators. Alright, the yellow bordered units are the ones that betrayed their captain. Let's put Pascal over here. I'm hoping he can hit that one. We want Echo in the middle. That's Heinrich's bird that buffs everyone. Start battle. Ow.
Too bad I'm still standing.
Oh wait, can I just run through that? Oh. No, I can't. I'm almost certain that I'll get zapped if I try to run through that.
Schemes within schemes.
And the dog just got zapped.
What? No. What if...
Alright, let's see. Solomorn.
Mark the target. Let's test our skills, Galato.
Okay.
Death comes in silence. My blade whispers your name, an offering of blood, as honor ordains.
Alright, Heinrich's turn. Alright. AoE regen.
Lord Captain.
AoE heal. AoE armor and attack buff. AoE quickness. And
Let's see to it.
Word of the Emperor. Shield of the Emperor.
For the throne's
Zap that guy.
Hold on.
Alright, Jay.
Am I getting
Give Pascal
paid for
another
this?
turn. Nice. Okay, he got one of the power things. Unfortunately, I'm realizing that... Hold on, if that's that one, that's that one. So that one there is the one closest to that. Alright.
Abide in the host of blessed creation from beyond the sun.
Oh god. Or got shot twice with that maneuver.
I won't object to it.
Alright.
Commander
Medicae
more
signal.
presents to give than to follow. Two are better than one.
Move that there.
I know what I'm doing, usually. Don't get too cocky.
Using move on Pascal to get him up here as much as possible.
Activate calculate fury algorithm.
Might get him shot.
Setting target parameters for 10 familiar.
Nice. Okay, that worked. That was for that wall. That is good.
Function successfully terminated.
Bird. I just noticed Jay's portrait looks like she's staring into my soul. Where's the thing where you see the big picture? I think in Jay's picture, she's holding like a glass of wine. I think that's why her like arm is up. All right, bait on Muck.
Out of my way. Let's get
A bunch of us just took hits.
Let's make it. Target eliminated. Let's get to it. Hold on. Out of my way. Let's make it quick.
The pirates that were convinced to work with me are going crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, so the captain of the ship is a pyromancer. Alright, taunt him. Oh, his dog is down. Alright, reactivate. Oh, I should have just done it like that. Protect. Okay, his turn.
The guilty will fall. The order is clear. Later, we're undertaking this task.
Apprehend missed.
One of us would be enough. Let's test our skills, Glato.
Dodge? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. I was waiting on her turn because she's the fastest.
Footprints of Scarlet.
Turn off the backup generators.
Let your soul be purged.
Huh. So when I hit him, he emits an explosion, which knocked Glato away.
Trust me. As the caught by the web.
She's burning as she hits him. She's probably into that, though. With how much she, like, carves symbols into her arm and stuff.
Let's see to it.
Let's do relocate there. Purification discharge. And AoE heal there. Oh my god! That's not good! So, I forgot that the Navigator is usually the thing that counters us channeling too much warp when we use Psyker powers. I used too many Psyker powers. I just summoned a demon. That is a Bloodletter. That is a servant of Khorne. You know, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. This is one of his boys. I forgot about that.
Focus, Baron Callox. Focus.
That is a big oops. I think we leave the servo skull there. It's doing great.
Watch my back.
Give Muck another turn. Muck, taunt the Bloodletter. Point your shield in that direction. Alright, Solomorn's got another turn. Guys, look at me! I'm so curvy! Shoot that guy. Alright, Jay's got another turn.
Don't do so.
Alright, one of the big guys is down. Give some temp health to Echo. Alright, Pascal has a turn. For the Eagle at Yorges the Ripper. Let's move Pascal into the healing field.
Request approved.
Miss! That was 95%! Come on! Friggin' XCOM. Alright, the taunt worked. He had to move around because he was too big to fit through there.
Hold on. Out of my way.
It's my blood.
Let's make it quick. Let's get
People shooting at each other all over the room.
Hold on.
Pure Urkel moment. Did I summon it? Did I do that?
Mistake.
Schemes within schemes. Let's see. A genius at work.
Another scar for my collection.
Overcharge Glyto.
Glato, we're undertaking this task. Rejected. One of us would be enough. Understood.
He's got a lot of dots. He dodged that last shot. Alright, Cabela.
As honor ordains. Trust me. Let your soul be purged.
Chips away at him a little bit.
Naturally.
Recast regen because I think Cat lost it when he went down and got revived.
Go on. Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
Alright, Jay's turn.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs.
My blade whispers your name.
Give her another turn. Shoot the bloodletter. Do I move the skulls? No, I think we leave them right there. Give him some temp HP. Alright, Pascal's turn. Bird. That was a really good hit. It is really low. And bait on him. Something exploded. Ha! He died from bait. He took a swing at me and then the bird swooped down and got him. really glad I've got a form of AoE health recovery, even though it's not major. It's so helpful. Alright, Captain Dargonis getting low. Actually, I think he had a phase 2. Yeah, he did. I was about to have my tank go and deal with those. I'm like, wait a minute, I might need him over here. Hold on, it's coming back to me. Chaos spawn.
Schemes within schemes.
You just did some weird stuff to my dog.
Our duty
Reactivate.
is not over yet, Glato. Let's test our skills, Glato.
Okay, Cabela.
I am your blade and shield, as honor ordains. Trust me.
It's risky doing the blade dance because it might hit Glato. It entirely hit Glato. That was terrible. That couldn't have been worse.
Your turn. Let's see to it. Go on, beast.
Oh, I didn't even see this. There's a Nurgle Plague Bearer here now. Oh my god, when did you show up? Heinrichs, are you summoning more friends?
Don't get too cocky.
The odd no heretic escapes punishment.
Yeah, who needs to go to the warp? We'll bring the warp to us. Alright, Pascal gets some much needed health recovery.
Tech familiar activated.
That's a servitor. I think we could attack his machine components. I can, but I'd have to get closer. Gun works!
Too bad I never leave debts unpaid.
I cast gun, that's right. I cast gun, prepare to meet God. Round 5. Alright. Taunt him again.
Let's see. A wicked thought.
Wait, is he... Oh, he's not dead. He's just, like, knocked down. Okay.
Glato, we're undertaking this task. One of us would be enough. Let's test our skills, Glato.
Until the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by dot effects is increased by 100% after all other modifiers. Carnival of Misery.
Let the blood of the wicked be shed, as thou hast willed.
What? Is that... Okay, for a second I thought that was a second one, and then I realized he teleported. Alright.
Do my bidding. Go on. For the throne's glory. I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Jay's turn.
You
Give
got a
Pascal another
problem,
turn.
I've got a prize.
Eagle. Gun. He teleported again. Oh, he's killing one of the traitor pirates now.
Tell me, and it is done. My, it's time for them to run, my sweet.
Setting target parameters. Tech familiar unit.
That was a graphic bug. The bird flew in a circle here and did damage to everybody here.
Running Jericho. Tech familiar activated.
Ah! Who did that? You! Xeno Mercenary Dark Glider. Okay, she's got a scary gun. That's kind of funny. I think he just died from either dots or from the traitor. Hang on. Can I expand this? Okay. Alright, Chaos Spawn... Savage Trauma... So, yeah, alright. So he tried to move away from the traitor pirate. The traitor pirate hit him, and then he bled to death. Alright. Now we just gotta deal with everything else.
A genius at work.
Taunt her. Shield bash. Taunt. Alright, Solomorn.
Moving into position. I'll take it as priority.
Gun.
It won't take long. Accepted. One less.
Gun again. Yo, for a one-hand gun, that thing is pretty strong. But his character's built differently than mine. I went for physical stats for melee, and he went for ballistic proficiency for gun. Admuck, was Marvel's Midnight Suns fun? I remember you playing it, but I tuned out of the gameplay. Bird, I have a Is It Worth It video for Marvel's Midnight Suns. That would give you my full, fresh opinions of that from right after I played it. Give me just a second. Alright, so that right there was the review I did afterward. Check that out, and that's all my thoughts fresh right when I finished playing it. Cyber Raven heals to full. Until the end of combat, can relay attacking psychic powers through the Cyber Raven. Let's try this out, because I've never tried this. So if I say Raven, move down here, can I, like, blast it with the staff?
Everyone, step aside.
I can. So now if I blast the Raven with the staff, it blasts everyone around it. That's cool.
Go on.
That's really nice.
Throne take you.
A moving target lives longer.
My revenge will be delectable.
Your turn. Go on, please.
Let's see. How many enemies are left? God, quite a few. There is a few. Bird. You know, I'll point out that I didn't destroy the other two energy pylons that were holding those force fields, which means the traitor pirates did. Overcharged his plasma gun to area attack there. Alright, so there's her and that guy. Can't reach him this turn, though. Ow. Galato's going for it.
What if? Let's see.
Let the true master.
A wicked thought.
Be back in 7 minutes. Alright, Bird.
Understood. The Lex is inescapable.
I bring mercy and retribution. I caught by the web. Death is a blessing.
Alright, she's on. Alright, I think the one over here is the last one now.
The Emperor is on our side. I'm done with this one.
There we go. Hey. Thank you. Please. Solomorn. All targets eliminated. Perimeter clear. I suggest we return to the flagship and debrief. So real quick, chat. We just got 2 Steam achievements. Hold on. What did we just get? No, where did they go? You boarded the Heartless without destroying any of its compartments. Yep. And you defeated the captain of the Heartless. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, so by not destroying any of its compartments, the fight was tougher because more of their people were alive, but the ship is in better shape. I want to have a look around first. He nods. Acknowledged. We will depart when you're ready. Gotta loot, man. No injuries on the... Wait, maybe 1 injury. Oh, he's perplexed, and he's got the broken ribs from earlier. Okay, minor injuries.
Patience! My nerves
Goods.
afraid.
Silence of Shale, Eldari weapon. Force access logic. Haskell? The Cogitator obeys and reveals Dargonis' secrets, including information on a hidden cache in one of the systems in the Expanse. Ooh. Box. Dark swiftness. Monofilament grenade. Haskell. Stored on the Cogitator is a chronicle of various deals Sargona made with the Drukhari. The captain was actively bartering human captives for xenotech and was not above violence when it came to acquiring what he coveted.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Pyromancer's staff. Experimental psi amplifier. First psychic power used in a round is calculated as if your psi rating were increased by 3, but will always trigger psychic phenomena. So that's the... This is the staff that the boss is using on us. Inferno, flaming projectiles in a line. Inferno, heroic axe, lots of flaming projectiles. Okay, it's fire and more fire.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Alright, I think that is everything. Back to the void ship. Cool. Congrats on the mission completion, Rogue Trader. On behalf of the Adeptus Arbites, I extend my thanks to your cooperation. On a separate note, I'm grateful for your fire support as my squad advanced on the lower deck. Your marksmanship timing, your shots on the fuel pipes gave us significant advantage. You and Glyto would have managed without my help. Actually, I do believe that dog could have captured the ship all on its own. I doubt it. Cybermastiffs require commands. Either way, the Heartless is now yours, as agreed. High Factotum Janus Danrock. Your Lordship, if you would permit me to interrupt, I am pleased to inform you that the boarding team has presented a most extraordinary gift to your dynasty. The heretics were keeping something of rare value in their hold. Our engine seers have completed all the necessary rituals of cleansing. This trophy is now all yours. Stygian pattern dual module macro battery. Okay, we got a new ship gun and plating. We also discovered a large supply of provisions, weapons, and Xeno, the high factotum catches himself, having seemingly just remembered Solomorn's presence, and other valuables, which will be loaded into the flagship's holds with extreme assiduity. The ship itself is the most impressive acquisition for the Dynasty also. All it requires is some light repair work. Janus rubs his hands together in anticipation. What would you have us do with it? You could present it to our trading partners. I'm confident they would put it to good use. Alternatively, we could transfer some of your subjects to the Heartless and use it to increase trade between your own worlds. A profitable option to be sure. Have the Heartless repaired. Certainly. And what use did you have in mind for the ship afterward? Profit factor lost 5? Oh my god. I wish to see the Heartless as my escort. Once it is cleansed and restored to proper state, have it protect the flagship. The factotum's eyes dart over the data slate in his hands. I believe we can perform all the critically necessary repairs on the Heartless within the shortest time. Only the fighter launch bay and certain parts of the hull might pose some difficulties. It will take longer to fix those. Regardless, the vessel will be ready to serve the Dynasty without delay. Bodie McBoatface has gained the ability Escorted by the Heartless. Well, now that all financial matters have been resolved, allow me to graciously take my leave. The valuables must all be meticulously inventoried. The factotum offers you a deep bow, glancing sideways at Solomon, who seems to be in no hurry to leave. Any teasers today, guys? Not that I know of yet, Barry. Monk, did you ever play Warhammer 40k Inquisitor? Do you mean Inquisitor Martyr? Hang on. This one? Inquisitor Martyr? Yeah, I also played its DLC, Prophecy. Yeah, that was fun. I played about 30 hours before I put it down. I finished the campaign. I didn't do much of the repeatable endgame stuff. I would say, like, in terms of gameplay, it's kind of like a clunky Path of Exile or Diablo, right? It's an ARPG, it's in that type of genre, but it definitely is a bit rough around the edges. But, you know, it's in the Warhammer universe, so I had a lot of fun because it was, you know, there. But yeah, it was enjoyable. The Arbitrator and his dog both watch as Janus leaves, then turn to you. There's one more thing, Rogue Trader. Your performance above the Heartless was highly appreciated. As an additional token of gratitude from the Adeptus Arbites, I will be joining your personal security detail, at least until we arrive on Dargonis to meet with the Marshal. He has business to discuss with you, and I have a mountain of reports to write up about this operation. Assisting the Adeptus Arbites is the duty of every subject of the Imperium. I will take you to Dargonis as soon as circumstances permit. I hope those circumstances arrive soon. The longer our journey, the longer the criminals remain outside the reach of the Emperor's justice. Solomon nods at you, gives a quick salute, and leaves the Glyto at his heel. So I wonder if he can be used in a party now. Okay. Now, I don't know if I plan to have him in the party full time, since I made myself an Arbites, but yeah, you can. Alright. Interesting. 2 dogs the price of 1. Yeah, I saw no reason to be that mean, but I did see that dialogue option, yes. Right. My wonderful wife brought me lunch, so I'm numbing on this while we play. Yeah, no teasers today that I've seen. If they replicate what they did last week, I guess there'll be a teaser tomorrow. I thought that they skipped Friday last week just because of 4th of July, but maybe they just wanted to do that. Dead World. Alright. Let's tap quick save. The augurs have detected wreckage in the void ship's vicinity, but the exact nature of the wreckage remains unclear. Look for the source of the wreckage. The augur crew reports that it has registered no evidence of a disaster that could have produced such debris. Pick up pieces. Some of the wreckage is made of plasteel, the rest is some unknown material. Studying the fragments further is nigh impossible due to severe corrosive damage. The non-metallic fragments also bear burn marks. Continue. Plasteel. Scanning. Loot. Starship remains. What? It just vanished. I need to repair my hull, by the way. Oh, that reminds me. We got those new ship parts. Hang on. Alright, negates 5 damage on each side of the ship and reduces incoming damage by internal fires by 50%. Okay, and then we'll sell that old one. Let's see. Short-range broadside macro cannons with 2 autonomous aiming modules. Fires 2 shots, dealing 21 damage per shot. Autonomous? Like, should I take that literally? Like, in combat, it'll fire on its own? Because otherwise, that just does way less damage than the other ones. Oh, wait. Can be used twice per turn. Okay. Try it out. Strafe. Choose an ultimate post ability. Boarding party. Flagship launches a boarding party to infiltrate the enemy ship, starting internal fires and possibly causing engine damage that cripples the ship for 1 round. Can only be used once per round. Plus duration plus 1 round for every 10 points in the Supreme Commander's Persuasion skill. Boarding party, I guess. Supreme Commander's Persuasion. Who has the highest persuasion right now? Might be Jay. So I can't see... Oh, the number right there. Yeah, there it is. 105. Okay, I get it. I get it. Minus 170, by the way. Alright, there we go. Now all the people with the right stats are in the right jobs. Much better. Okay. Alright. Well, that was my main goal for a while, was just to get there and do that, because I wanted to see it. So... now we just wander around and do other things. Restore operation of... oh, there's Dargonis. Audience with the Arbites. Oh. Well, I mean, that's where he wants to go. Alright, so hang on. Let's reduce the warp threat there. Sure. So this is another one of our big planets. Restore the operation of the administrative apparatus on Dargonis. Okay. Lord Captain, Master Helmsman on the line. I can report that the quest for the capital world of the Von Valancius dynasty is finally at an end. Dargonis is straight ahead. We've received countless greetings. Your subjects would like to know when their master will be arriving. The merchant captain's taking refuge in the orbital docks of the Dargonis race to send you priceless welcoming gifts, hoping to buy your favor and make an impression on the rogue trader. Tell Dargonis the rogue trader is coming home. It will be done, Lord Captain. After the connection to the Master Helmsman is cut, the device crackles with Heinrich's voice. Lord Captain, I would be pleased to accompany you during your visit to Dargonis so I can personally introduce Achilles Solander, a servant of the Golden Throne who previously attended Lady Theodora on Dargonis. I'm counting on your benevolence. The Vox cast ends with a click. Scanning. Oh no, I am out of extractors. Alright. Nothing. Nothing. At least we get XP. Adeptus Mechanica ship in orbit above Dargonis. What are you guys doing? Lord Captain, a transport shuttle bearing the markings of the Adeptus Mechanicus is approaching the ship. Makos Tarsus' delegation intends to board our ship and gain an audience with your lordship. This is exactly how he phrased it. He intends, not humbly requests. Many of my tech comrades neglect diplomacy when interacting with the laity. It is regrettable. That's kind of funny. But I said I was playing dogmatic. I didn't say I was playing rude. Hey dudes. Hey GX. Receive the delegation. They may indeed be here on important business. It will be done, Lord Captain. Requesting permission to be present at the audience granted to my tech comrades. Let's do that. Alright. It's even more funny when you see how fast one of them moves. I'm guessing very fast or very slow based on how you said that. Opticon 22. Wasn't that the one at the footfall dock?
They all will see.
A group dressed in the crimson of the priesthood of Mars walks toward you. Their gazes are fixed on Pascal. You note that the group is not monolithic. Some of its members are more heavily armed and follow a large tech priest clad in battle armor. Others keep a respectful distance and cast inquiring looks at their own leader, whose hunched posture belies his tall frame. Despite the hood hiding his face, you recognize him as Opticon 22, who you encountered on Footfall. Oh yeah. The enormous tech priest points his hand at Pascal and lets out a booming roar not unlike a factory alarm. It makes your very bones vibrate. Herald servo skulls marked with the emblem of the cog follow in his wake. They blare shrilly. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic in thy forge, for rust begets rust. Pascal Hanuman, in the name of the Adeptus Mechanicus, you are under arrest. What? The hunched servant of the Omnissiah turns to you. Diplomacy mode engaged. Announcement. The Adeptus Mechanicus offers their apologies for would like to inform you of the necessity of conducting an operation to detain, arrest, terminate a faulty unit on the rogue trader's territory. Tech use. Study. You identify the rare armor of the enormous tech priest is wearing as the Secutor's plated mechanized suit. It carries the imprints of many battles and has markings that announce its status as a relic. Some of the armor's damage looks fairly severe to the point of endangering its operation. The slivers of flesh revealed under the steel are marked with terrible chemical burns. Every now and then, convulsions shake the tech priest's body and a painful sounding hiss comes from his vox. The tall tech priest who spoke to you looks more peaceful and makes a point of not drawing his weapon. There's an air of concern about the way he frequently glances over at his fellow, scrutinizing his condition. On what charge are you trying to arrest a member of my retinue? This heretic is accused of stealing personal identification codes, spreading tech heresy on the world of Kiava Gamma, and making an attempt on the life of a servant of the Omnissiah. The deafening roar from the tech priest's vox makes you grimace in pain. You touch your ear and notice blood on your fingers. The faulty unit will be removed. In the name of the Omnissiah, I condemn you. Lightning flashes across the warrior's armor, agony resounds in the blare of his vox alarm. In contrast, Pascal speaks coldly and quietly. You are malfunctioning, tech comrade. I deem your logical conclusions questionable. The statement is false. Tech brother Tarzus Hanuman is willingly undergoing holy/torment/deterioration, which, however, does not critically affect his cognitive capacity for data analysis. Unit calling itself Pascal Hanuman, we have information that implicates you. Having learned that you are a member of the retinue, a maintenance specialist in the service of a rogue trader von Valancius, we have come here with the goal of meeting you, intercepting you, engaging you in combat. Grimace. Does the big fellow have to roar? Negative. Upon completing his sanctification procedure, Tech Brother Tarzus vowed modified his engrammatic augmetics algorithms in order never to desecrate, sully, tarnish his mouth vox cognitive processes with flesh speak. The servo skulls screech. Mine is a pure and binaric tongue that preserves only what is true and shuns scrap data. Point to the furious servant of the Omnissiah. Do you have proof that this tech priest is who he claims to be? Confirmed. According to archive entry 1E99237, Magos Explorator Tarzus Hanuman served on, maintained the ship, identifier classified, in the capacity of a reliquary caretaker. He sustained extensive damage to both organic and sacred part of his body in a series of sacrilegious breaches of the right of operation and assassination attempt. Owing to a statistically fortunate coincidence, by the Omnissiah's grace, enough of the operational capacity was preserved for him to don a Goliath model sacred battle harness, which would preserve his vital functionality. Archive entry personally data sealed by the captain of the identifier classified. The sound from the tech priest vox is like the moan of bending steel beam. A servo skull declares, "For vengeance I thirst as I tread the path of vengeance, following a blasphemous miscreant's bloody tracks." Analysis of the security system showed that the assassin's heretics infiltrated the reliquary using Tech Brother Tarzus' unique identification code. Someone had stolen/duplicated/Brother Tarzus' identity, which is a grade 3 transgression. And the unit making the allegedly criminal claim of being Pascal Hanuman is known to have previously entered the stolen code. Wait a minute, what is happening on Kiava Gamma? That planet belongs to me. According to Vox interception data, the planet's fabricator sensor made incorrect blasphemous modifications to Manufactorum working procedures, which qualifies as a lapse into sacrilege. The Adeptus Mechanicus are hereby officially notifying House von Valancius of having commenced an investigation into Operation to Remove Fabricator Sensor Cubus Delphum. Estimated time to procedure completion, 3.7 solar years. Our data suggests that the unit, which used Magos Explorator Hanuman's identification code, performed an unauthorized upgrade on the planetary Vox array and introduced data deemed to be scrap code into its operation. This fact points to this unit's criminal complicity with the heretic Cubus Delphum. Hey Mugchat. Hi Nuki. Hope you have a wonderful day. You as well. What do you have to say to this, Pascal? Pascal replies firmly, his vox crackling with a hint of indignation. I deny these charges. I never plotted against my tech comrade. My cognitive purity vows were never distorted. My unique identification code was never stolen. I am the true Magos Explorator Hanuman, and I am not guilty. The tech priest's deep guttural roar blends with the servo skull's high-pitched whine. False witness! I am not handing Pascal over to you unless I see evidence. Let us get to the bottom of this matter together. Request approved. Ready to work in cooperative mode. Tarzus gives you a haughty look and lets out a howl of wrath. Archiving. Tech Brother Tarzus opposes lay participation in the investigation search for the truth. The unit Opticon 22 advises in favor of the House von Valancius representative's participation request. Lore Imperium. I insist on a joint investigation. Arresting a rogue trader's retinue member without any justification stands in breach of the law and my privileges under the warrant of trade. Lore Imperium test succeeded. Request for cooperation reviewed and accepted. I request Tech Brother Tarzus' consent in the co-participation of representatives of the von Valancius dynasty in the investigation proceedings. Gained experience. A sacrilegious conspiracy. I refuse help from laypersons. I am a cog of the Deus Mechanicus that grinds down corruption, and I will carry out the sentence immediately. Oh no! Pascal freezes, but green sparks light up in his visor. He extends a hand toward Tarsus and replies in a clanging voice, "Let the cycle be discontinued." You realize Pascal's words are coming from both his own Vox and Tarsus's. Then every sensor on the Executioner's battle harness lights up at once, blindingly, and the wounded armored Leviathan lets out a deafening roar of pain. Attention! Priority notification, service units of the Kappa Thread supply line are unauthorized to confront the rogue trader. Command, a retreat and reinitiate negotiations. Heretic Pascal, I will wreak punishment upon you.
Another annoyance.
Oh, we are fighting. Okay. Wait, where did the others go? Where did Opticon go? Did he just, like, slowly walk out of here? What? Okay. Okay. Before the patch, that scene continued as he slowly walked out.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright, turn 1. Regen everyone.
Lord Captain.
Throw a curse on him so that starts spreading around.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Ow. Dude, he cleaved my dog. Wait, he also hit his own teammates. What was
For the
that?
heart next time.
Alright.
Let's see to it.
Armor buff on everyone.
I won't object.
Haste
to it.
on everyone.
Naturally.
Word of the Emperor.
Let's see to
Shield
it.
of the Emperor.
I won't object.
Heal.
To it. Your turn.
Purification discharge. Taunt
Schemes
everything.
within schemes. What if...
Protect on me. Okay. Sworn enemy on the
genius
boss
at
type
work.
guy. Raise shield.
Good thought.
Two are better than one.
Medicae signal on the
My,
servo
my.
skulls.
It's time for them to run, my sweet. I can do that with
Pascal.
the right incentive.
Overcharge the plasma gun. Oh, she can't do anything with that. Cabela got a partial
Am
turn
I
there,
getting
but
paid for this?
A dance of blades and shadows. Trust me. As the... Trust my blade whispers your name.
Pascal's turn. Live bait on Muck. Bird. Zap him.
My vow is to serve.
Machine Spirit Banishment. Hack his machines. Is this music from the game? Mm-hmm. Yep, just using the in-game sound. He's down.
Me. Another foe painted black.
Finest hour on Pascal.
House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
I got a gun. Can't reach that one. He shot my bird. Very rude.
Let's see. A wicked thought. What if?
Skip her turn.
I will
Just
leave
get her over here.
footprints of scarlet. The shadow.
Yeah, I knew she could just end the fight if I just skipped to her turn. Oh god, he's so slow. Requesting cessation of hostilities. Point to Tarsus. Help your brother. This unit that called itself Tarsus Hanuman is dead, has been disabled. This material asset is beyond restoration or reuse as spare parts. After a pause, Pascal bows his head and a Beneric requiem pours out of his vox. Despite his misconceptions, he was a servant of the Omnissiah. Pascal, what did you do to Tarsus? Pascal's confused reply comes from his vox in a rasp. Unable to fulfill request. Hang on. The Omnissiah granted me an epiphany, and I muted the maimed machine spirit that was filling Tarsus's mind with fury. I do not fully understand the manner of my appeal to it. The situation perfectly mirrors the incident on Rykad Minoris when I appealed to the machine spirit of a malfunctioning mechanism and laid it to rest. I am sorry you had to kill a comrade. I also regret, have a negative assessment of this event. The Adeptus Mechanicus still accused the unit identifying itself of Pascal Hanuman of criminal theft of a unique identification code. Unlike Tech Brother Tarsus, I am not authorized to immediately execute the unit, but neither am I authorized to drop the inquiry. There are no apostates among us. The piercing voice of the Vox Synth is more overwhelming than Tarsus's thunderous roar. Tech Brother Tarsus and the machine spirit that lived in his battle harness succumbed to the suffering that beset them. Their judgment was rash and erroneous. Now their torment is over. I declare them martyrs, and I am requisitioning Tarsus Hanuman's neural augmetic for the purposes of preserving his blessed memory. The astonished tech priests look on. Pascal leans over the slain man's body and extracts the augmetic from his skull. His movements are as precise as they are respectful. Listen in silence. With each word, Pascal's voice grows more powerful and majestic. You saw the agony your tech brother Tarsus was in. His unbridled, pain-spurred faith intimidated you, yet you were silent. Reverence stopped you from raising your voices to proclaim that the machine spirit with which his mind had merged was morbidly afflicted. The imperative of reverence had paralyzed your will, and you watched a tragedy unfold in silence. The sixth universal law states that comprehension is the true path to knowledge, yet the procedural cycle has robbed you of your comprehension. Therefore, let the cycle be discontinued. There is a clang as Opticon 22's knee pressed into the floor. Crimson hooded heads are bowed. Let the cycle be discontinued. Did Pascal just make himself a saint? The radiant light pouring out of Pascal's visor grows dimmer. Static creeps back into his voice. Let the cycle be discontinued, tech comrades. What is the reason for this act of genuflection? It has been a long time since the words of the Messiah of Discontinuing were last spoken openly over public communication bans. We respectfully welcome Wisdom's return. So he has not forgotten after all. Were you among his followers? Negative. I had no contact with Archmagos Amarnat and was never a member of his flock, disciples, retinue. However, my analysis of his doctrine he outlined inspired me in deep respect for trust in him. Do you know where Amarnat is now? Data unavailable. No reports have mentioned Arc Magos Amarnat since the incident on the Arc Mechanicus Hermetico, which led to the presumed disappearance of that void ship. My archive has no data on the Hermetico incident. The vessel was the Blessed Amarnat's base of operation. Is it lost then? Pascal's voice is filled with anxiety. I presume the conflict between you and Pascal has been resolved. The data received provides a basis for calling the fallen tech brother Tarsus' hypothesis into question. Out of respect for, / due to lack of authorization to indict, the followers of the Messiah of Discontinuing, we will not proceed with the detainment, arrest, termination. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Thanks you, Tech Brother Opticon 22. Pascal, there is one small point I'm not clear on. What just happened? Pascal's Voxenth crackles somewhat tentatively. I decided to sustain my words with an excerpt from one of the Blessed Amarnat's sermons on loss of internal and external function, verse 4. My analysis deemed it appropriate. Well, now that your conflict has been resolved, you may remain aboard my ship. Request denied. The Kappa Thread supply line delegation is leaving Dargonis, expresses gratitude for the hostility, requests gratitude for hostility. No, hospitality ceasefire, and proclaims its intent to return to Footfall to resume performing its regular functions. The tech priest looks over at Pascal as if waiting for something. Pascal's mechadendrite briefly touches the shoulder of Opticon 22, who bows respectfully. Promoted to Saint. And now we can loot. Omnissiah Axe. Just a sec. The axe might be an upgrade for Pascal. Let's see. Nope, it's identical to what he's got. Alright. Okay.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Another stub carbine over there. Oh, I remember this room. This is from the tutorial. The tank and stuff like that. Alright. You also picked up an excruciator. See if it's an upgrade for Cabela. What is an excruciator? It's a power sword. Hold on. You know what? I think she's been using the wrong weapon set. Let's just unequip that just to make sure that doesn't happen again. She had a weapon set with one weapon and then a weapon set with a two-hander, and she was supposed to be using the two-hander. Toxic knife. Toxic knife. So her whole thing is doing lots of dots to enemies, and they do way more damage. I don't know, toxic knife plus another one-hander might be good. And there's a bleeding knife. Double dot knives? That could go really good with her subclass that does double dot damage. Might try it out. Serrated greatsword. I'll try that out. Okay. I really like the Adeptus Mechanicus. They're one of my favorite factions in 40k. Just like they're just because they're so logical. I often find myself agreeing with whatever they decide. Not always, but often. Alright. So now we can go down to the planet, which is technically the capital of all our planets, but they've never met me before. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I might have to make multiple trips. Because, like, there's a lot of people on my team that want to visit the planet for various reasons. Alright, let's start with this. And we'll come back with the others if needed. Ooh, movie. That's a lot of people. Long live the rogue trader! Greetings, your lordship! I still love the idea that everyone recognizes the blood spinners, and I'm just walking around with one next to me. That, like, for them, that's just like, oh, he has an assassin ready to go. I finished my lunch. Quick drink of water. Okay. Clementia Wersarian. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. The stately woman in a long, full dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short, graying hair does not obscure her stern features. I am Clementia Wersarian, Court Chancellor of the Von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all Dargonis, please accept my deepest condolences for the untimely passing of Theodora von Valancius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the Trade Dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. The young man quickly... Oh, he's got a picture. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary of the Administratum Department, I hope the journey to Dargonis was not darkened by unwanted troubles. I don't think this guy had a portrait last time I played. What'd you have for lunch today? Leftover Mathis Madness, which is a family thing. It's mixed up ground beef, tomato sauce, egg noodles, cheese, peas, corn. Yeah. I think that's everything. It's very tasty. It's my grandma's grandma used to say it's how you can make a pound of ground beef feed 8 people. And it's been kind of like a recipe in the family for a long time. The Emperor protected us on our journey through the stars. Achilles makes the sign of the Aquila, and may he remain merciful to us till the end of time. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds, or perhaps we could sate your curiosity by answering any questions you might have? Governor Urban Drivestem has been notified of your arrival on Dargonis and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your lordship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Hold on, Clementia. What did you say your last name was? She nods politely. You heard correctly, your lordship. I am of House Wersarian, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. The succession of service is an effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Why isn't the governor here with you to meet me? Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world, by the Administratum Palace of Dargonis. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distances of your domain. Logic test succeeded. Chancellor Wersarian appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and the audience chamber are. Achilles' face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. You are dismissed. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. Achilles bows his head. I am certain you will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Valancius Protectorate most useful. Did you ever do StarCraft 2? I think I saw you on a major event. StarCraft 2? I have played StarCraft 2 quite a bit in the past, but never as a streamer. So I don't think you ever saw me in any StarCraft 2 events. It must have been someone else with a similar name. Goods. Toss a coin. Glinting in the light, the coin falls into the clear water and sinks to the bottom. Demolition? Just blast it open. Yeah, because right now, it's basically just me. It doesn't have my whole team with me. So I have to do all these skill checks myself. Oh, okay, you do have quick APM hands. Depends on the activity. Typing, I'm like 120, 130 words per minute. But depends on what we're doing. I'm good at some games. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers of your dynastic estate. Dynastic. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Scalander, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, your personal chambers are up the stairs and to the right. Muck was a BlizzCon and announcer 2012. I was not. Maybe another one was. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Okay. Your lordship. Greetings, your lordship. Breeze Catcher Boots. When the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% more dodge against that enemy's attacks till the end of the turn. The leather covers bear the names of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians from Dargonis. The spines of the books are trimmed with gold. The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which a faint ringing stands out. The remains of a plaque can be seen on the frame. Alas, the inscription is completely indistinguishable due to the patina? Patina? The antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scruffs, scratches, and stains. Traces of the previous rogue traders who sat at this table. A sturdy safe equipped with several bizarre mechanisms. Just blast it open. Multi-melta. Requires melta weapon proficiency. Unlocked. My little dudes. Oh god, a multi-melta for when you want something gone and then gone again. Gone and cleaned up after itself. Oh, look! There's a charging bed for Cat Dog. The bed for the head of the Rogue Trader dynasty is befitting the status of its owner. Oh yeah, there was a secret room there. I don't remember how to access it. That might be later. According to the inscription on the statue, this is a gift from House Gaprock to the Von Valancius dynasty. Let's see. So Solomorn is here. Even though I didn't bring him off the ship, he is here. Rogue Trader, the Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? I would prefer to first know exactly what it is that the head of the Adeptus Arbites in the Expanse wants to see me about. I do not know the details, but I would assume the procedure is the same as it was in Lady Theodora's time. A personal introduction, a reaffirming of allyship between the dynasty and the Adeptus Arbites, and a discussion of tithe-related affairs. Yes, I'm ready to discuss our business. That is a lot of Arbites. They got like a floating skull book thing. Marshal Gregorus Strox. Yo, look at this guy. Two markedly distinct figures approach your throne. Marching in front is a man clad in Adeptus Arbites armor. He carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facade serves him as well as any visor could. He bows to you sharply. Marshal Strox of the Adeptus Arbites. Gained XP. An old woman walks in the Marshal's shadow, her body fitted with dozens of scribing implants and magnifying instruments. If not for her eyes, quick and inquisitive behind a giant pair of ocular lenses, you might have mistaken her for an exotic servitor. Her robes are adorned with sacred symbols of the Adeptus Administratum. It's like an old woman, just like me. The woman bows. Rogue Trader Mukluk von Valancius. I, Prefect Inscribia Volter, greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure of official address to the ruler of Dargonis as formalized by Amendment 4N10 to Law SK 941. May your name be wreathed in glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes ever proliferate. May the God Emperor bestow upon you a duty worthy of his chosen. Her monotonous droning is making you weary. It seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. Get comfortable and listen to the end. The Prefect resumes her elaborate formula. You notice a few poorly concealed yawns and frenzied blinking among the crowd. The speech drags on for another 5 minutes, but you pass this test of fortitude honorably. At last, the Prefect's address comes to an end. I do not recall seeing you at court. What are you doing in my domain? The Marshal leans forward, his voice is low, and when he speaks, it feels as though the marble tiles of the palace had begun to vibrate. The Adeptus Administratum delegation, accompanied by the Adeptus Arbites, has arrived to greet Lady Theodora's successor and to see to the extension of our decades-long arrangement. I misspoke. If I may continue for you, the Prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. As per the decree of Theodora von Valancius, ORD 0373N, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites are sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice, oversee tithe collection in the Protectorate, and review any and all cases of tithe avoidance, tithe exceedance, and other irregularities. These rights have been formalized in numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet to acquaint yourself with all these documents. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, whose alliance with our two sacred organizations forever glorified her as a rogue trader closely tied to the executors of Holy Terra's will. And we, as representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites, must verify that you are able to maintain this alliance that has brought with repute to your dynasty. The Prefect scrutinizes you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. That is why we have arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late Von Valancius. And what circumstances are those? The Prefect's lips contort into a twist. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communication and transportation. As our requisitioned assets were not adequately prepared, we have lost some of our personnel and our resources as a result. The arbitrators are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Since they first arrived in the Expanse, their numbers, limited from the outset, have only continued to dwindle. After analyzing the situation in accordance with Amendment FS 89324 to Decree ORD 0373N, we have decided to notify you of a tithe violation committed by one of the worlds in the region. This regrettable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands together with an unnerving crack. In which world was it that had the misfortune of drawing your attention? Thessera, a feudal world far from the main routes that was bereft of the Imperium's light, then rediscovered less than 2 centuries ago. It supplies agricultural resources and manpower. I will carry forth the responsibilities taken on by Lady Theodora. I offer you my help. An arbitrator will be assigned to you for increased security. Proctor Anthar, front and center. The marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrator's ranks, and Solomorn Anthar, I knew him as Solomorn, I didn't know Anthar was his last name, marches over to your throne, his cyber mastiff at his heel. Fine, I'll try not to lose your dog. Thank you for your support. I will go to Thessera as soon as I can. The Emperor protects. The Marshal makes the sign of the Aquila in a motion so sharp you could practically hear it cutting the air. I'm trying to remember the sign of the Aquila. I think it's because the Aquila is like an eagle, and I think they do like this or like this. So I'm imagining he's just like, wah! The prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a weary sigh, and once again, no specifics given, of course. And my reports. Nobody ever stops to think. She quickly catches herself and offers you a bow. Okay. So that's more of the Arbites DLC, the newest one. Alright, Clement Churchill. Alright, we got a lot of other little things to do in here. So let's talk to Solomor again, see what he says. You wouldn't believe the kind of poisons Glado is detected in your various nobles' possessions. Fortunately, they've made no attempts... Hold on a sec. They've made no attempts on your life, so I limited myself to sending them a simple message. They may squabble as much as they like, but the moment it puts the Protectorate at risk, they will feel the hand of justice bearing down on them. Goods. Tech use? Nice. Alright, where was the one guy that asked us to talk with him in here? I haven't found him. Abelard. Wasn't Wersarian, wasn't Adira. Ah, there he is, Scalander. The slender figure, clad in robes made from expensive fabric, shudders from violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you as well as her wishes for your swift return. Heinrichs frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself on the chest with his augmented hand. You hear the clanging of metal against metal. Logic succeeded. I'm not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, Rogue Trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valancius' successor. Heinrichs looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Coronis Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lord Mukluk von Valancius. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences for the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Kunrad Voigtvir's accomplices on the capital world. Do you know anything about what has happened of Kunrad Voigtvir? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty. Achilles nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonis too late. Kunrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all official reports to your Seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonis' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonis, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonis are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drivestems, the Caprax, and the Sarbaks. I should also mention the Rosarians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Blood's great displeasure. Tell me about the Drivestems. The Drivestems are the ancient governor house of Dargonis. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the Von Valancius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban Drivestems rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivestems, but we lack solid proof and it might never surface. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy and can be overlooked only in the case of the Von Valancius heir, not his servant. What makes the Caprax special? The Caprax hail from a remote Forge world, and among their distant relatives there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Caprax oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiava Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. What can you tell me about House Sarbak? Mitron says, hey Muck, just dropping by to ask if you've seen the Borderlands 4 Siren teasers. She's described as Siren with Necromancer Ranger Fantasy. I think I may have, and I didn't realize it was the Siren. I remember seeing a trailer for Borderlands 4, and there was a character that had a big purple pet cat. I'm guessing that's them. Religious and hardworking, the Sarbaks own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately, members of the Sarbak family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the Von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora was a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. I wish to know more about the Rosarians. The Rosarians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonis, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonis, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Rosarians are responsible for the capital world's fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. Enough about the nobles. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos and the threat they pose both to you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me, my eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronis expanse. Warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the Immaterium, many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. Achilles looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg for your protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Mukluk, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Alright. I am going to ask him more questions, chat, but we are short on time, so for now, Achilles bows. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her you're ready to see Urband. Alright, so going to save the game here, and we will continue with talking to the nobility in the next session. Alright, chat, I am out of time for the morning stream, but thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Couple quick plugs on my way out. If you happen to be new to the channel, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. Our morning stream, currently we're working on Rogue Trader, as you just saw. Evening stream, we last night finished a game called Heavy Rain, and we began Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So if you wish to join us this evening, in about 5 hours, we'll be on Spider-Man 2 for those of you who are interested in that. As always, please hit the follow button if you're on Twitch, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Here's links to both my YouTube channels if you want to check out all the videos I make, and a very special thank you to our patrons who keep my channel alive. Couldn't do it without you guys. There's a link to that in the chat if you'd like to be a supporter. With all that said, I'm going to raid another streamer in just a second here, just to show some support. So if you want to keep watching... Oh, she's being very loud right now. If you want to keep watching some Twitch, then don't touch that dial. I'm going to pass it over to Aerie Summer. I don't know what she's playing right now. Oh, looks like Dune? I think she might be playing Dune. She, like me, plays like 100 different games a year, so we'll see what she's up to, and I will be back tonight. See ya!
No?